So I just learned. By the way, I have Joe with me.
Yo,
Dante is with us.
What's up?
You just had a birthday recently. Happy birthday, Dante.
Thank you.
And then we have Chris Pinkerton, if you're nasty, with us as well.
and you are nasty. So
that's a fact.
All of you are nasty.
Yeah, disgusting. I just learned recently that we had National Baltimore Day. It only comes once a millennium. So,
or even maybe not even that often.
Yeah. And I learned this via the Joe Button podcast. Would you give him your headphones for just a second? Because Uncle Dog has already heard this, just so Dante could hear the evidence. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
No, I spent the car ride telling us that it's Happy Baltimore Day.
It is. Today is 2/22/22, and it's a Tuesday.
That is artificially ice.
That is ice, and when they pull out that 22,
It makes sense. But yeah, congratulations, Baltimore.
I don't know if that was the appropriate sound to use for that.
I think it is.
It is, definitely is. But here we are.
All of the right sound.
So I had a question that I actually heard on their podcast, but I'd been thinking about, because it has come up in my life. So as an opening question, right? If you are, it's evening and you're in bed, right?
Okay.
And you're in the mood, right? You're in the mood to get a little frisky.
I thought you were going to say for ice cream.
That's every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that.
Actually, for both.
Both, yeah. Same time.
I mean, I'm not opposed. Not opposed. But you go to initiate phase one, and she makes it clear, like, not tonight. Not like she's tired or she's, in my circumstance.
Bobby, that's never happened to me.
In my
Never.
In my circumstance, recently she was. It had been a busy couple of days, so she was sore. She needed recoup time, whatever the case may be. Right? What do we do? What do you do when that happens?
Jerk off, bro.
Okay, and what's your attitude towards her?
Fine.
Yeah, fine.
It doesn't matter what your attitude is. She's going to think you're mad.
Mine doesn't.
So
I ask all the time. It's just another 5 minutes, whether it's a yes or a no.
But I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, okay, I get, that sucks, but I'm like, is your mouth sore too? But what's what that doesn't matter.
That's my that's my thought. It's like, well, you have a mouth.
Yeah, it's fine. Now but usually, generally, it's like, okay, it's understood. You get over it. Let's put a movie on. No big deal. So, tomorrow we'll live to fight another day.
That's right.
Let me ask you a question. You ever had to go the other way?
I have, and I've had that held over my head.
How does that go over?
Fucking
It's not the same.
I've had that held not every time. Every time I get told no, I get reminded of that time 14 years ago.
Bro, I've never said no. I had a split dick and I still fucked.
Why did you have a split dick?
I have foreskin, bro.
Ew. For one,
is there a flex button? Is there a flex button around? We can
so like if like
get confused as to which one it is.
So if you fuck so much that like just like your lip can split, the lip of the foreskin can split.
Really?
Yeah.
I've injured myself the years past.
It's just downside after downside.
And then like how like when your lips like are split or chapped, have to crack, and every time you open your mouth, it cracks again. So like on the foreskin, you get hard and it cracks again, and you just keep fucking anyway, bro, because you gotta fuck.
Oh my god. So like,
I mean,
I
guess
picked a fucked up episode to be on.
What episode is it? I mean, I'm assuming other people listening have foreskins. I didn't know what I'm talking about.
I hope not.
Oh my god!
What are we doing here, Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, we gotta be cutting tips off Dicks of babies. We got to do that. We got to keep doing that.
But anyway,
I mean, listen, we're gonna put this out there. I've split my dick under the head.
So I've got that. I've got that
around
raw.
the rim.
I've had that raw.
I've had it where it's
around the rim.
over.
It's just like red around the rim. Like
I had to put. I put shea butter on it. Shea.
How did you apply it,
baby? Like
twisting.
Gentle, 2 hands.
If I gotta put any lotion on my dick, I'm gonna go ahead and just
finish off.
Oh, you want to go to phase 2?
But my point is, I don't recall ever turning down. I told you, I fucked in the same room as my parents.
So I think
before.
I have. Well, I haven't done it in my parents. I'm not going to get down this.
Like the next double bed over in the hotel room.
But I what I'm saying is I think I have only done it once. Just say, and usually for me, it's because my mind isn't right.
Right.
You know, like I'm in a bad spot, or I'm stressed about something, or like I'm anxious about something, and I can't get in that mindset unless we're going to go to an extreme length. You know what I mean? Like if we're good, so to speak. But I mean, if like we were going to go to a strip club, and you know what I mean, where the whole atmosphere and environment is different, or you lined up the threesome bag and that whole atmosphere and environment is different. Like if you did something extreme, cool. But if it's just like your average Friday night run through, oh my bad, man.
No, you're good. Keep going. I'm trying to be.
If it was the average Friday night run through, and my head was in such a fucked up space, like I'm not going to be in it, and I can perform, but I'm not going to enjoy it. And there was one time where I've done it before, but there was one time where I was like, I don't want to not enjoy it right now. I don't, and I'll tell you, I mean, you would have thought she was going to press charges on me. You would have thought she found a way that she could press charges on me. And I just think it's an unfair double standard. I'm just going to put it out there.
In most cases with, them, it is.
Wow. So welcome to Nerd Rage, sponsored by Joe Rogan Podcast. We'll be here today.
No, that is not what's happening. Let's not do that. But seriously, we would love to sponsor your product here on the show,
and we'd love to eat your pizza, so to speak. If
Please,
you have more pizzas you want to send.
I need to
went
order more
in a different direction I thought I was going to go in. But yeah, pizza.
we had a Detroit
style.
From the
Detroit style pizza.
Which
is pizza?
I saw. How did that work out for y'all?
It was great.
Amazing.
It was great.
Good.
It tastes like old Pizza Hut pan pizza.
Not too many good things come out of Detroit, but
Yeah,
it was
me
good.
and then that pizza.
You know that shit ain't
Royce.
cheap. It's like $80.
Yeah.
$80 for 3 pizzas, some shit like that.
Oh, was it?
I looked because I'm ordering.
God. Are you really?
Yeah, I love that shit.
Dude, I mean, we should go halvesies.
I don't think he wants to share his pizza with
I know.
I mean, we can go just double order, bro.
Yeah.
Save on the shipping.
It is a lot of money for 3 pizzas, though.
It's really good.
It is good.
I'm just saying that.
Is it like Black Box?
Did you
good too.
Did you look at any of the other stuff that's available?
No, I specifically want that. But like whoever, the person who sent it in spent a lot of money.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt B.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
Oh, his statue game is pretty tight.
Is it really?
Oh, I just dropped in $900 on the statue this week.
Did you? I've been having a rough little review period recently. I keep fucking up, and actually, I'm getting a little worried about my brain a little bit. Like I'm making stupid ass mistakes.
It's COVID, bro.
It might be COVID. It might be that I'm moving quickly because I'm literally the most behind I've ever been.
Damn.
My content is still a week ahead, but I'm just overwhelmed with the amount of shit that I gotta go through. And so it might be stress. It might I have 2 or 3 commissions backed up. I have a project at work I'm supposed to be working on. That's a video based thing. I have a lot on my plate at the moment, and I'm a little stressed out. So I'm hoping that is it. But I mean,
like James Brown, the hardest working man in business.
Yeah. But today I called a purple thing red 3 times today.
Wow.
And I'm like, I got a buddy of mine. He had an uncle that, or a brother-in-law. Doesn't matter who really does it. We don't know him. But he had a family member that developed early stage Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. And it's a tragic story, as they all are, right?
Dude, I had a patient in 30s.
Oof. Oh, don't say that.
Wife and 2 kids.
Don't say that.
And I dealt with the wife, and it was.
That's one of my fears.
It's awful. So he was saying that when he was talking to my buddy about it was my buddy Scotty. The way that he kept fucking up little things like no, get yourself a fork and a fork and a fork and a spoon. A fork and a spoon. Get yourself a fork and like little shit like that. But he just figured it's old age, moving too quick, just like I'm kind of doing now. And he said then one day he was a teacher, like a well-beloved teacher. He was talking to his class and he was like, he looked at the clock to see how much longer he had, and he couldn't understand what the letters in hands on the clock meant. And he was like, that's when he knew he had a problem. That's when he got checked out and whatever. But like, can you imagine how horrifying that would be to look at something that you have known since second grade and all of a sudden it looks like Chinese? Well, Egyptian.
I was thinking Chinese.
Like it's crazy, man.
I heard kids can't read clocks nowadays.
So mine can.
Mine can.
And mine are,
is it an actual thing, or is it just like fucking boomers talking shit?
No, mine are learning.
Yeah, they learn it in school. Like they make a little clock and put the bread pin in the middle.
So it's just fucking boomers talking shit.
Yeah.
Now, like, they stopped teaching cursive for like Mason graduated.
It's a waste of time.
Well, hang on.
With the exception of your name.
Mason didn't learn cursive. They didn't teach it to him, but they brought it back because like Kennedy has had to take it.
It's unnecessary waste of time. They can be doing something else better. It's like calligraphy. You can learn that shit on your own time, bro.
Here's the thing. I think it's a nice thing to know and learn as long as we're on our shit. But right now, we're not on our shit. Yeah. We got a lot that we got to fucking get done as a country. Like, time to exit out some of the bullshit and focus.
Well, I mean, and
teach these kids how to program a computer.
Exactly. Or do their taxes.
Yeah.
Well, it's an argument that...
Have you seen your shit then?
I think next week.
Okay. I need to get with you on that.
Yeah.
Hadn't started. Mine's done in-house, though, so.
I just got my W-2.
Just now? Damn.
Yeah. Well, I don't check my mail, but like once a month.
So it came in a while.
And apparently, like, I was looking through my email, and my grandparents sent me some comic books, Tuskegee Heirs. I was like, I'm looking through, because I've been getting a lot of scams through email recently, and I see, oh, your product is on its way. I was like, get the fuck out of, fuck you. So I look and I see my grandfather's name. I was like, oh, these motherfuckers getting creative. So then I start scrolling, like, oh, they even put a dollar amount, and it's a low dollar amount. It's not anything crazy. And then I see my grandparents' address, and I was like, let me call these motherfuckers real quick. And I was like, let me go ahead and empty my mailbox, because our mail carrier does not give a fuck. If there's shit in there.
Well, probably because they feel that you don't give a fuck because you check your mail once a month.
Well, I mean, if people sent me some real shit, maybe I would check it more. All I get is fucking penny savers and fucking bullshit. So... But no, like Sarah was talking about the whole cursive thing. Like, well, what happens if you can't do cursive? They can't read the Independence Declaration or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, that's not.
You can't read that shit now.
Yeah,
that's what I told you. CH is a weird combination. It's fucked up.
So I don't know. I told her, like, we don't need it. Get the fuck out of here. She was like, I'm going to teach Sophie. I was like, whatever.
I mean, that's fine. How many people do you know? How often do you run across somebody who has written something down in cursive that you can actually fucking read?
Yeah. Well, my wife does some sort of.
Well, I can't read it because she's 92.
Prinsive?
Prinsive?
Like Spanglish. It's like Spanglish, but it's the combination of print and cursive.
Yeah. I think we all probably do some form of that. Yeah, just almost like a shorthand.
Yeah.
But mine's gotten so bad, like I keep for work, I have a notebook, I take notes when I'm talking to people, whatever. And I'll go back through them like, what the fuck is that word supposed to be?
But I just don't, like they should know how to sign their name, obviously, right? Yeah. But then, like, I just feel like there's a lot that we're behind on right now I feel like our country's struggling a little bit. And
what's the signature worth?
Well, it depends on what you're signing for.
I'm just saying, like the actual act of a signature.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Print your fucking name.
Well, I hear you.
And put an X on there, which you will do.
The blockchain doesn't care about your signature.
No.
If anyone at work, like, we do leases, and we do them electronic, and you just click, and then it's going to generate a signature for you anyway.
Exactly.
So. It's like, do you really need it?
No.
As far as doing your own signature? I mean...
No one checks signature. We all know, like...
I'm just saying until the world moves past it. I'm not hung up on it.
Yeah. I question why we do. I think it's just going through the motion.
Tradition.
Yeah. But no one actually... The bank doesn't fucking look for your fucking receipt to be signed properly.
Yeah, and then cross-reference it against previous signatures.
Yeah, you could just... I mean, if I have to sign for something at a store in the pad, I'm just like, whip, go. Who cares?
When we bought the house... We're going through all the papers.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah. Here.
Now,
34 pages.
Yeah.
By the end is just a blah blah.
As Sarah's signing, I looked and I knew her signature, and I was like, "That's because they put it down as she hadn't changed her name legally yet." and they had it as Collins, and she's still writing her maiden name, which starts with the C, Kuhn.
Don't call.
All right, we didn't edit anything.
Yeah, y'all didn't miss out.
we
on
never
having
edited
good times
anything
at all.
But as she's signing, I recognize what she's writing, and I stay quiet. I was like, just because you don't really know the difference. She gets to the very last page, because in my head I'm thinking we should not be able to buy a house. I just Forrest Gump my way into buying a house. We are about to get a house. There's no way this should happen. She gets to the last page. Oh, this says Collins. I was like, you fucking dizzy bitch. What the fuck? and
I gotta write that down. That's a good one.
And the guy overseeing everything, he takes a look at it, he's like, just let it go. It doesn't matter.
It's just going through the motions.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even know when I sign anything, like UPS or whoever, the FedEx comes in whenever they drop off a package at work. Hey, can I get a signature? I just do one of these, like down, up, down, up, down.
I just shop a J.
Line. Up, down, up, down, up, down, line.
I used to have a signature. But you can see a signature degenerate if you just sign house, like my first house document. I remember having my full signature on the first page, and my last one is just J.
That would probably be a pretty funny thing to look at. Is
my signature is definitely first initial, next initial, last.
Well, mine is K scribble with a dot for the I, and then P scribble, and then I make some sort of T that I cross and dot the I. That's all.
Yeah, you can definitely tell there's a LBC in there.
LBC.
Because and my name is Ladante, so the D is capitalized because black people, and
and French,
yeah, I guess,
and Italian.
Yeah, sure. I used to get asked like, "Is your name French?" I was like, "I'm from Detroit."
Well, I mean, Detroit was founded by the French. It's Detroit. Hello, I am Ladante from Detroit.
Nah, that's not what we do.
From 6 miles.
Somebody send this motherfucker a beret, raspberry, or
otherwise.
I was looking at my signature on my driver's license, and Maryland puts it so you can barely even see what it.
Because they know it doesn't matter.
I know. It's just like, why would you? Because I didn't even remember what it looked like.
I don't even sign back my credit cards anymore, man.
Also, like,
I don't remember the last time I did that.
I like that there's a crab on my driver's license.
Yeah. I love in Raspberry Beret when she says she walked in through the outdoor. It's one of my favorite lines. And
yeah, that's the line that stands out the most to me.
Dante, as a guest in your birthday week.
Birthday? How old are you? How old are you now?
44?
44.
That seems right. 78, 78, like
44.
So 44, yeah.
All right. So how was your nerd week, Dante?
It's pretty solid. Just like my stool.
Oh, nice. Good turd. You're getting older.
Yeah, you gotta get a lot of fiber in there.
Yeah.
I've made this kind of a tradition. I think the last 4 years I've done jiu-jitsu and I've done nerd rage around the birthday time. So it's pretty excited for that.
Maybe we should combine the two.
Maybe. I mean, get some cameras. It'll get really weird. I was actually supposed to go to jiu-jitsu today. Then when I talked to Bobby, I was like, I'll skip jiu-jitsu. I'll come out because I already hurt my shoulder this week. 44.
Got your quarter in.
Getting old, but did jiu-jitsu, getting back to that and just making it more consistent versus it went to this phase of like, I'll go when I feel like going. Now I'm like, okay, I have to get there. I need to get back out there on the mat. I need to try to sharpen the sword. Watch a couple movies. It's just with all the horror shit doing the other podcasts. I watched the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I heard it sucked.
Yeah,
that's
one way of putting it.
Sorry. It's a new one.
Well,
it's like
that's
a second reboot.
That's my question.
Got that new.
What year did this come out? Because it seems like every 2 years you get a new one.
Came out last week.
But it's not a sequel of the
it's
last
brand
reboot.
new.
It's another reboot.
So Halloween in 2018 did. I think they may have been the first ones, at least big, like publicly, at least with the like reboot sequel, or as Scream put it, the requel. Like many years down the line, like Halloween was like, okay, all that other shit in the middle, forget it. Like just
like with Superman.
Yeah. So Superman was the first to do it.
Yeah, they're supposed to do that with the Aliens franchise. Basically, it's Aliens, and then
the second one.
Then the rest of it don't exist. Yeah.
No, I like it.
Yeah, that's not the worst decision they
I
could
mean,
have
if you want to
made.
keep Ripley alive, but like I like the third one.
I don't really like the third one.
Honestly,
I don't think it's a bad
it
movie
doesn't
about
hold up.
aliens. It just doesn't fit.
It's just
Is that
also
is that the
shitty. It makes it
prison
all
one?
like it makes the second movie like
Is the third one the prison
unsatisfying.
or
It's
Winona
Prisoner.
Ryder?
It's
So
like
with Rock.
it's Solo. It's Solo of the aliens universe.
Maybe.
Like it's not bad,
Yeah.
but you don't need it.
No, but that doesn't the CG does not age in that at all.
it doesn't the dog alien.
because it's all CG.
I just don't like
It's
it.
early
It
CG.
like shits on everything that was done in the second movie. Like everything was done to save this robot, this girl, and this dude, and then immediately they just die. So it renders the whole second movie moot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Dante.
Well, Joe, I'll be asking about that whole franchise with you shortly. Not shortly, but in the coming weeks.
Yes.
But yeah, basically, when they did the Halloween sequel like that, Scream did it in Texas Chainsaw. I was like, well, don't leave us out. So who cares? It's
I mean, I like the Freddy one. I didn't see the Friday the 13th
Freddy
one
was
yet.
just a straight reboot, though.
Yeah.
And the Friday the 13th one also a straight reboot, and it was.
I like the Freddy one.
I love the Freddy one.
Yeah.
And it took me some time to love it because
It's
Very
different.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I
it should
think-
be.
why everybody seemingly disliked it is because this isn't the charming Freddy that we know. Like he's not supposed to be.
It's not meant to be.
He's a
Yeah, but
fucking pedophile.
correct. But it is like it is Freddy Krueger the most charming pedophile?
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, I
like-
don't know. He might not be the most prolific either.
But what does he bring to the table for a kid, though? I mean, what does he have to offer?
Striped sweaters.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
guess.
a sweater.
I mean, it isn't like he has.
Cool hat.
If you put some candy on the end of the.
I mean, he can manipulate dreams, make things cool for you.
It is interesting though how kind of germane to that character the charm is. It's kind of interesting.
As that
yeah.
franchise moves along further, you like once you get past
2.
after 2.
That's when he starts becoming a character.
Yeah,
When you get
in
Dream
the third
Warriors.
one, that's where you get that Freddy character. But
Welcome
also,
to prime time,
now
bitch.
lose, at that point, everyone lost sight of the fact that he was a pedophile. I mean, there's one called the fucking Dream Child.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know if this is a good call for y'all. I mean,
I mean, and not only did they lose sight of him, he's the mass murderer of fucking teenagers.
Yeah.
And they see
he's
kids,
not a good guy.
and the parents got together and they torched him alive in a shed, and that's how we used to fucking cancel people. All right,
That's right.
yeah, it's like all this going on Twitter and shit. Nah, just set them on fire. But I the Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel, reboot, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, they can stop. They don't need to do another one to this series. It's almost kind of like, again, if you watch the Halloween and sequel, reboot, whatever in 2018, it's pretty much shot for shot the same thing.
yeah.
Like everything. When I watched it after I got done, it was that feeling of I didn't need to do that.
Wow.
And I got a little green screen at the house now, so I'm gonna start doing some
You gonna
little
come on Twitch? I'll see you on Twitch.
So I have the Twitch account set up. I just don't fucking know what to do with the
Hit up
fucking
Krista,
Twitch. Yeah. Like y'all on some next level like high tech. I'm like, hey man, I have
show
a
up to
green
bullshit,
screen
just like here.
and a microphone.
Do this.
That's all you need.
All you gotta do
green
is-
screen is more than some people have. Some people just have a microphone.
This is all you have to do. Tap your glasses with your. I'm serious.
I would take my computer and throw it at the wall.
There's a
Throw it at the wall.
There's a ton of accounts that do
I know.
that.
I hate mouth noises.
I do too. I can't stand it.
But
enough of it, bro. That's lobbing.
I'm actually going to do like a little mini review on that. I'm just trying to find the words to not completely be a dickhead. Because I like to be in the, I don't like to completely trash something, but I definitely can't praise this movie. There's
something's
not really anything great
Use
about
the
it.
word opportunities a lot.
Sometimes you can completely trash something.
Yeah, if it's
and
warranted.
then also say what is of merit about
But don't get me wrong. It's a fun romp.
It might not be.
So
Was it?
it is kind of so if you're in it for, we go back to like, what's the fucking Saw, like those later Saws where it just pretty much became torture porn.
He loves it. Don't shit on that shit.
No.
It's his
Yeah, well,
favorite.
I love like 1 through 4.
Yeah. Like it's like after 3,
I haven't watched
it
it
just
in so long.
completely gets
It may be 3 that I'm thinking of.
I don't even know
it
if I
gets
watched it.
really just fucking.
You come to find out that
there.
1 and 2 are kind of taking place simultaneously.
Yes.
And then 3 is like the backstory to Jigsaw. One of them has the backstory. That's kind of okay. So that's 4. So it is after 4, and then I kind of trail off.
I will say about that franchise, for whatever it became, it was pretty cleverly written over the length of the whole series.
And it was one a year every year.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was Halloween. It's a fucking Saw movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'll give that. I'll give that franchise the credit there. But
Good music too.
yeah.
And it's like a kind of new, modernly made franchise. It was like 2000s, right?
Yeah.
So like we haven't had a new,
Yeah,
horror
and iconic.
till then.
When I talk about Mount Rushmore as a horror, people message me like Jigsaw or Billy. I'm like, yeah, I can't really say I disagree, but at the same time, I was like, there's got to be something else.
So.
Well, here's the thing.
gotta be
Here's the thing you
something
got to
else.
keep in mind. We're fucking old. A lot of these people that have an opinion about that probably think that some of this shit, like, the Freddy Krueger shit's just corny.
What is the big 4?
Also,
Freddy and Jason.
Yeah.
And who are the other 2?
Myers.
Rush Limbaugh.
I would say Mike Myers is number 3.
Yeah.
But number 4 is where it gets
Number
tricky.
4 gets really tricky because I've gotten people say Chucky.
Leprechaun.
Chucky is.
Chucky's in the conversation.
I've had people
definitely.
say Leprechaun. I was like, no,
I was just kidding.
Like,
I was just
I-
the most ridiculous thing.
I know they weren't.
So the contenders are Chucky,
Chucky.
Pinhead,
Yep.
Texas Chainsaw.
Yep.
It
It.
is probably in that conversation.
It's not enough.
Ghostface.
I'm just saying it's in the. I don't think he deserves it, but I think he deserves to be in the conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like you need a whole franchise. I don't
He's been
think
around.
It's a
He's stood the test of time now.
So I
feel
think
like you
with
had to
them
say.
bringing back it,
Yeah,
I think that-
yes. Bring it.
bringing it back. I think that does put
Throw it
Pennywise
back, you know what I
into
mean?
the conversation now.
Yeah.
But had they not done another, I guess, reboot of that, I would say no.
Gun to your head. Who's your 4th now?
For me, Ghostface.
All right.
Really?
Even
Is it because John peed the bed?
I was going to ask this question. Does it have to be supernatural at all?
no, it
'Cause,
just
like,
has
I
to be a
don't-
killer.
Just because he didn't like to sleep with John doesn't make him a monster.
Two brothers.
I think it does have to be
I
something.
would never fucking say that line, yo. I forgot about that shit, and I watched the Wu-Tang American Story.
They had the brothers in it.
It
The MS
never
brothers.
clicked. And as Sarah and I were watching, I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I'm thinking about All That I Got Is You, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
those are the brothers. She was
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" They both got muscular dystrophy. But no, the only if I have to just come up with an answer right now, I'm going to say Ghostface. But when I really think about it, the thing that sucks about Ghostface is he's a person, and when you
bunch of
watch
different
that,
people.
So
he gets his ass kicked
without debate,
all the time.
without debate, who's your 4th?
Chucky.
Okay, 4th.
I don't care. I don't watch horror.
He doesn't watch
movies.
horror.
I think I go Pinhead.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I feel like none of those answers are wrong.
I agree.
I mean, honestly,
for me personally, I replaced Michael Myers with Pinhead because Michael Myers. is not
I
big.
would say out of those 3, and then Chucky would probably be because it's the thing you're going to recognize.
and also
It's
there's
just-
a huge
Pinhead's pretty
line of
recognizable.
movies.
Yeah,
Huge line of
what I'm
movies.
saying.
Chucky
but they're
is
still
probably-
making Chucky shit.
Yeah,
and they haven't
Chucky,
made a Pinhead. in
and that's
years.
another one that had a reboot sequel series.
You're
TV
you're
show.
probably right. I can see.
Did you watch that?
I started it, and it's actually pretty good. I just got wrapped up with a bunch of other shit, but that Child's Play series, I think is really, really fucking good.
Really?
Yeah.
I just never cared for like a normal ass dude with a knife, man.
So, and I agree, and that's always my argument.
like
as
even
to-
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Wait,
it's,
but
it's
which
still
one-
a dude with a fucking chainsaw. It's still just a
He
fucking
is,
dude.
but who else is?
Huh?
Who else is a normal dude with a knife?
All the different Ghostface.
Yeah,
That's
oh,
like,
for sure.
There's been
For
12
sure.
different
It's just
Ghostfaces.
Ghostface,
For sure.
period,
Agreed.
is just always a regular ass person.
Because Chucky is supernatural.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike Myers is supernatural.
Yeah.
Jason's supernatural.
Not the first time around, but yes.
Correct. The Jason that we think of when we think of Jason.
The real
Yeah.
Jason.
Freddy's
Freddy's supernatural.
Supernatural,
Hellraiser, obviously supernatural. It is supernatural.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, with the exception
Saw
of
is
Ghostface,
not.
Saw is not.
but also I don't think that he would go on a horror Mount Rushmore though.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's just
I don't even know if I figure that. I don't even know if I think of that Saws as horror. I think of those thrillers.
Well, and that's argument came up though once because we were like, well, as we start talking about certain movies, they're like, well, it's more of a thriller or more of a suspense. It's like, well, if there's still a like fear to it, it's like because we're talking about
because you can narrow that conversation, right? You can constantly say, okay, you work at Best Buy, bitch. Where's it go? I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's going to go in the horror section.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
But also, it's Jigsaw as a man is not the icon. The icon is the puppet,
Is the puppet.
or the
It's
pig
Billy.
face.
or the pig face.
One of
Yeah,
the two.
Agreed. And it's in that order: puppet, pig face, man.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
bars.
build the booth.
Big
This sounds like there's something to that.
Where's
puppet,
our build
pig
the
face
booth?
man?
Where's our build
I
the
know
booth
we need
sound
one.
clip?
And then the other one in order is man, bear, pig.
Half man, half bear, half pig, just 1.5 animals.
But yeah, just the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, if you've got nothing else to watch, and I'm sure there's plenty to watch.
There's plenty to watch, bro. It's infinite
You
amount
know,
to watch.
well, exactly. It's like there's
It's a problem.
more than enough things to watch. But if you're like sitting on a night where you're like, I need some background noise while I'm jerking off, put it on. It'll work.
Speaking of like monsters and villains and shit, do you know why William Dafoe often gets typecast as a villain? Because his name isn't William Defriend.
God.
Fucking. It's my birthday week. You could have waited. You could have saved that for next week or next visit. But just watching, just trying to get things together because I think next I'm doing Scream and then the Conjuring universe. So, and I got to get with you and Phil about Alien. So trying to figure out. And for that, y'all are just going to talk. I'm just going to be in the background saying that's dumb.
I don't like Alien, by the way. If anybody asks,
That's what I'm going to say in the background.
But I hate the Alien franchise.
Is that why you?
That's why I don't get invited to do podcasts about
I would hate to be invited.
That's
Yeah,
why
I
you
just really
pro
don't.
deportation.
I don't think even if I was invited, I don't think I would show up.
I'm just going to pretty much say record, you guys talk, and then I'm going to be in the background saying
Friendly edit. All right, let me stop that real quick. And we're back.
It's good times.
all right. But yeah, it's
No one's
just,
drinking.
I know.
This is a fucking Tuesday
show.
afternoon. Or Wednesday
yeah,
afternoon.
no one's drinking. But yeah, it's been pretty much almost in this Gatorade.
That's
Crack the shit right open
Lean.
from 3 9s. But no, yeah, just trying to catch up on just different horrors and watching like a lot of Korean horror on Shudder because that shit's fun.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
on
my
Netflix
wife's
too.
watched-
Korean movies
yeah.
are killing it.
My wife's been watching a lot of that stuff.
Shows too.
If there was a group of folks that had a lot to be afraid of. I mean, let's just be honest. It's probably why they make good horror.
Yeah, let's run about bad stuff.
That's pretty much it. Just scary movies, jiu-jitsu, and I had to yell at people while recording Colompton because they're stupid. They're arguing. So we did an episode where we review beers on there.
Yes.
And this week we reviewed 40 ounces.
Oh, all right. That's fun.
This probably went well.
It was not fun. It was not fun at all.
Were they hot?
No.
What was your first 40 ounce?
in life?
Yeah.
Coke 45 as far as I can, because that's all we had around the house.
Mine was Blue Bull. Was that one?
Schlitz Blue Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
So Alabama didn't sell 40s. I guess they thought rednecks couldn't handle that much beer at once, which makes no sense because you could buy a suitcase. So State Line, Tennessee, we could buy 40s, and it was probably like Bud Ice.
that's
Probably
what I'm talking about.
The first 40 I had. Problem with the 40 is unless you slam it, it's gonna be hot by the time you get done.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
It's more about the aesthetic, but let's be
You
honest.
sit in the cold too if it's snowing outside.
That wasn't my life.
Oh, that's true.
Motherfucker.
it was ours.
Whatever. It is what it is at this point.
We ended up getting a Steel Reserve.
Okay.
Old English.
I cannot. That stuff will strip paint.
No. Yeah,
Steel
so
Reserve.
that was the first one we drank.
There was a lot of Steel Reserve at the Underworld back in the day.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit came out of nowhere, and
Cobra, was that another one that
King
used to be
Cobra.
King Cobra? That was over there a lot.
St. Ides.
But with a 30-pack of Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're
rough
trash
times.
partiers,
Rough
man.
times.
It was
we had a good time.
look, this fucking house, like you to get in the house, you had to have sweatpants with one hole in it.
All right. All right.
I mean, there's some grimy motherfuckers in this house.
Some struggle that are going on, huh?
But yeah, basically, I handled my shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't fucking sloppy.
Right.
by about an hour in, the regular co-host, we have a third friend who I guess they want to do trivia, and I'm like, I'm not doing a podcast to fucking think. I'm doing a fucking podcast to talk shit.
Right.
But these motherfuckers like want to do trivia, and one guy, he's already drunk. He's like, all right, we're gonna keep score. And I kept saying, for what? It was like, look, bitch, if I win, I'm pulling my balls out and put them on your face. I won. I made sure not to fucking lose.
How'd the rest of the evening go?
My balls came out.
Cash money.
Let it be known, it's not wise to upset a Dante. No one worries about upsetting a droid. That's because droids don't whip their balls out and put them on their forehead when they lose. Dantes are known to do that.
Why are you so mad? Somebody slap your beret off your head?
No, it got to
somebody brought some Arby's in.
Some weird point. They're like
dip.
They were arguing about like sports and transitioning from soccer to basketball to other sports.
It's not where I thought you were going, but continue.
And these two just kept arguing and escalated. And I was like, look, shut the fuck up, both of you. The argument's over because you aren't going to agree with each other. If you don't shut up, I'm slapping people.
He'll do it.
And I was like, hey, love your shirt. Love your shirts. Love your shirt. And they kept, I was like, I love your shirts.
Is this a live thing you do, or do you just record it raw and slap it on the internet?
Yeah,
do you edit anything?
Normally, I don't edit, but apparently
we don't either.
Normally.
So normally, I just
it seems to be like
that's the common denominator.
Maybe like the third show in February every year, we seem to always have to edit.
Maybe you didn't have to edit 2 weeks ago though. I was on good behavior.
That was a good show.
That was a good behavior.
A good conversation, that show.
But it apparently we talked about strip clubs and names started getting mentioned. I didn't remember this. Just because it was at the very end of 3 hours that I didn't want to fucking do. So I get a text saying, "Hey, can you go and check and make sure?" We didn't know where it was. I only realized it at the end because I sat through fucking 3.5 hours listening to it. I was like, fuck. I was like, I guess it did happen. Took it out. And we're going to have a sit down on Friday. Like, look, this shit can't happen again. Like, we can drink, like, because when it's just us two, we have, a couple 12-ounce beers. We, pour half, taste test, and converse.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there is shit sometimes that needs to get to that. Like, I remember on Shattercast, like, talking to there would be one person on there that would get upset, that would really get upset, and then like not talk for the rest of the show. And we'd be like, look, man, you can't like, this is a show where we talk.
Yeah,
like it's the whole thing is built on us talking. You can't get that level of upset. Sometimes Adam and I would get into conversations that it would get so heated and so left field, like off topic for this shit, like where it's like it doesn't fit anymore. Right, wrong, or indifferent. The conversation doesn't fit the show anymore.
Yeah, because it is still a show.
We're arguing for 20 minutes about Sharia law. Like, you relax.
So, and that's the thing. Like I try to explain with doing any of the podcasts I do, it's conversation. It's conversation amongst friends. It's nothing meant to be like, because they watch ESPN, these fucking talking head, people yelling over each other. So that was, every time those two started talking, that's what it became. And I was like, when he texted me, he was like, so how the episode sounds? Like, not good.
Don't pull any punches.
But the thing is, it's important. I did take out the strip club talk because names were there. Not good. Really not good.
Incriminating.
Very, very much. So I was like, nope, you're right. We should take that out. But there is a part of that episode where I said, not editing any of that. And then he texted like, yeah, his girlfriend's usually there in the background. She's like, yeah, you guys said a lot of fucked up shit. You should take that out. But it's important to have that shit there because especially my co-host, when he's drunk, he doesn't remember that shit. So I want him to hear it. It's like Bad Dog.
Right.
Like we had an episode where
you're putting his nose in it,
where he got into the moonshine.
Got into the moonshine.
Yeah, he got into the moonshine. I couldn't see the container when he poured it.
Happened to a friend of mine.
He that moonshine episode, 30 minutes in, but I left it And people are telling me people are like, you should probably go back and redo that episode. I was like, fuck you. First off, it's my show.
Yeah, there's a whole conversation
Moonshine's
there about
a whole nother creature.
Yeah. And I
You
told
gotta
him,
treat it. You gotta treat it with some respect, or it's gonna fuck you
Put some
up.
respect on
I
his name.
told him, I was
You
like,
do.
look, a little bit goes a long way. He's never had it before. So I couldn't see the thermos inside of it, how much he poured. I told him, like, give yourself about this much.
Yeah, like take a shot of it.
I think he poured about this much. And he was Foxville. And
Yeah, I've been there.
and you know, when he went back and listened to it, he was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I was like, so the lesson here is I'm leaving shit like that in so you understand where you fucked up. I don't care that we drink. I don't care that we have tough conversations, but we have to also understand, like, here, we don't talk over each other, like, you know, like in some fashions, you know, just
Not in
kind
an
of joking.
argumentative manner.
Correct.
Just
We're
being
not
an asshole.
screaming.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what it was. And I was like, okay, not again. So Friday we're going to record. We're going to sit down and talk about that shit. And I'm like, look, if it happens again, like, you can go and do the show yourself. I don't care, but I'm going to step away from it. I got 2 other shows that I'm working on that I got to focus on anyway.
Right.
That's why we don't edit that one, because I don't have time to fucking go through bullshit and sift through.
You're gonna have to start on your own network.
It's too much work.
Yeah, I mean that's
One
the
network.
move. I think you just start your own podcast network.
You got enough shows.
You do.
By yourself.
Maybe. Any hobbies. And the thing is, if I get rid of that, I'm just going to go find another one to do. Like,
True.
Like,
True.
Sarah, what you want to do?
Oh, did you see the new Marvel Legends reveals?
I was going to ask
I
you if
did.
you wanted to buy some Marvel Legends.
I did. Siren.
What do you think?
On that rabbit hole?
For the ones that were revealed on Monday.
Yeah. That Speedball Mac. That's
So Speedball-
so to speak. I'm from Baltimore. I got it, so to speak.
So yes.
Because for those not in the know, Speedball is a little bit of dope, a little bit of coke on top.
Yep.
that figure, yes. I'll probably pick up the Rhino figure if I can.
So I'll tell you, the Rhino, Mason collects just the Spider-Man stuff. And the Rhino, he has like, I don't know, 3/5 or however many parts there are to the Rhino Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
And it's like a $200 thing to get it complete.
Yep.
So he sent me that. I'm like, all right. So I pre-ordered it. Now, I didn't know if it was like some, Pulse be playing some bullshit games. It's like
Yeah,
sometimes there's
yeah.
a window and sometimes it's like,
Yeah.
there were 4 of these. So I hopped on there and got him on there. So
Good.
he was excited for that.
But that's that Speedball, and there was another one. The Madam Hydra is pretty
Okay,
good looking, and I think that it's nice. I don't know why in a world of Hasbro where they'll repaint a bookcase to look like a golf club if they could. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know why it's taking so long, but a fucking U.S. agent was nice to see as
Yes.
well.
I was confused on, like, because I saw the U.S. agent. I was like, wait a minute. I'm getting mixed up with the Falcon Winter Soldier version. I was like, oh, so I guess they're just dropping those U.S. agent figures left and right now.
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, that's an easy repaint. I don't know.
being
Yeah.
at this table makes me, and the community, kind of still in the community, makes me think Hasbro selling figures is doing great with, like, Black Series and Legends, right? Mm-hmm. But then why is people calling for Wizards of the Coast to be pulled out into a separate entity by investors? Because Wizards is supposed to be... Hasbro is dragging Wizards down?
So I don't know, but I will say this.
Like, Magic and D&D is doing amazing, apparently, and
2019 is the last great year of Hasbro. Hasbro had this little run. They're still making shit that's, I would say, maybe half of 2020, but like Hasbro had this one little run where their shit, like the fucking Transformers, got good. The Classified was great.
Yep.
I got a space
Black
dirt
Series
on the Transformers.
yeah, not that part. Black Series was great, and Marvel Legends was great. But just like in the last year, it's fallen back off again. That's the Iron Man, Spider-Man, Mando clone era.
And they've increased their prices.
It's a price increase.
I was told that deluxes will be $30 by the end of the year.
Wow.
That's double what I remember.
By an insider.
Price increase without quality increase necessarily, and the final we're seeing crowdfunding fail. We're so like even Hasbro, where they were 2 years ago, they've already backed like I've talked about this dude Steve that was running the Black Series line over there, and ever since they got rid of him and got the other people, like you could tell they don't understand what they're doing anymore. They're just following the money. That's why we're getting so many clones, so many Mandos, so many troopers, because they're just following the money now.
Yeah. Well, on Thursday they have their 40th anniversary G.I. Joe reveal, which I have a feeling
tomorrow, right?
Is we're getting the carded, because they alluded to that pretty. They were trying to be vague on their last live stream, and they weren't very vague.
Yeah, because that fucking Snake Eyes figure. I'm
worried about Watsy being pulled out though. Like,
say that again.
Wizards of the Coast, which is D&D Magic, basically.
Watsy
being pulled out to their own entity that can be publicly traded. Because right now you can't buy Wizards of the Coast stuff.
Yeah, because Hasbro.
It's Hasbro. I'm worried that once they go on their own, that like at first I was oh nice, they're doing so well, they're going to be their own entity. But then I'm going to worry about them being like Hasbro, being like everyone else, where they start answering to stockholders and then become a cash grab, which is gonna, fuck it.
So, Joe, you got your coffee first.
Did you finish?
I'm done.
Chris, how was your nerd week?
Man, it was busy.
A lot of diorama painting.
When was the last time you weren't busy?
That's true.
I don't know.
Back in you in Alabama?
Oh, well, he's had a couple gaming weeks in the past year. He had a couple gaming weeks.
I'll actually start with gaming. So, as you know, I bought my PS5 last year for full retail price, and I wanted to play the Cyberpunk game, so I bought it. And I played through it a couple times. Glitchy as fuck, bugs out, crap's on you,
guns out.
Yeah. So, but I got through the story and I enjoyed it, and I enjoy the world and the dynamics of the game. So CD Projekt Red, which is a Polish company owned by Warner Brothers, who create...
Oh, the Warner Bros?
Well, I know when I boot up Cyberpunk, it's got the WWB there. W.
George W. Bush.
So they had a live stream about Cyberpunk, and in one fell swoop, they showed a bunch of stuff that they've changed. And
1.5, right?
It was available for the full PS5 download. And if you had already bought it, it was free to upgrade. So I've been playing through Cyberpunk.
It's much better? It's 1.5 supposed to be much better.
It's only crashed once. Seriously. I mean, and I know that's silly to say that I'm excited that it's only crashed once. It was crashing like once an hour before.
Yeah. So that's good.
I mean, it's a super graphic heavy presentation.
So by the time I actually get a system in 3 years, it'll be perfectly fine.
It still has its issues. There's still some glitches. You know, there was a car crash, and then like the license plate of the car was just floating. It was just in the middle of the road, and just some silly stuff like that. But the play dynamics, they've changed the controller. So, and forgive me, PS4 I haven't played in so long. Does the PS4 have like a speaker where it can make noises? So the PS5 one does. So now when you get a phone call, it comes through that instead of. And
that's cool.
Yeah, the driving used to be like gas on and off, and now it's like a dynamic pressure. Like when you play a shooting game, it's got so it's like when you're riding a motorcycle, like when gear shifts, it bottoms out. So you gotta, it's more fun. Some different AI interactions and stuff. So you can fast forward now through a lot of it, because a lot of it's like, I know what Johnny Silverhand is telling me. I don't need to hear that again because I've done this so many times. But they've added some depth to some of the relationships you have. They'll go longer and stuff. So, I'm enjoying the hell out of that. I spent a lot of time playing it this weekend. Y'all will love this with my Alabama ass.
Mm-hmm. Let me get ready.
Yep. Oh, yeah. You just get it locked and loaded. You may just want to let it run in the background. So when I was in the wrestling business, I had a young man that wrestled for me, and he went by the name Billy Ray Grant. He was, I don't know, I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s, and he was probably 21. I don't know. Nice kid, just basically doing this for fun on the weekends, whatever. Dude has not crossed my mind in 15 years.
Right.
I get a Facebook message. Hey, are you on 23andMe? I said, bro, are we cousins? We're cousins.
No.
Yeah, it's Dante is over here exploding.
You can't drink and listen at the same time, man.
Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can find him real quick.
I did one of those. I got apparently some relatives down in Alabama too. I think my
Don't
dad was
everybody
setting up.
I guess
Me
so.
too.
My dad was setting up franchises down there.
Oh,
franchise player.
Just going everywhere.
Y'all,
Sprinkle.
Spread your seed, right?
So hang on, I'm logging in here, and let's see here, because it's. So I have to pick myself, and then let's see, because he had sent me a message on here.
I guess on 23.
Well, because he asked like, "Hey, what's your name on?"
I'd be pissed if I was one of those like adoption agency people where you're supposed to be fucking private.
Oh, I can't find
There's
it.
like some story of like family members doing it, and then like two sisters had completely different like shit, and like I guess they're arguing about it, and the dad heard in the background, and that's how dad found out. It's like, hey, that one's not mine. Oh well.
Here, yikes. So can I look at his profile? I can.
It's your relative, bro.
I know.
You should want to see your
family now.
Yeah. Anyways, we're like fourth cousins or something crazy like that. But how funny is that this person that I've.
Some would say it just makes sense.
I said, man, what in the world ever happened to you? He's like, I'm married with 2 kids, and he works at a government contractor as a fucking engineer in Huntsville. I'm like, good for you, man. Good for you. That actually happened a couple weeks ago, and I forgot about it, but I knew you would definitely get a kick out of that. I want to test you guys on something. All right, can you make fists with both your hands? Don't punch anybody down.
Yeah.
All right. On your left hand, hold out your pointer finger. On your right hand, hold out your pinky finger. Switch.
Huh?
It's hard to do.
That's
right?
like this shit. This
you have to really think about it.
Yeah, I was like,
too hard. My part.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like one of these.
I'm dexterous, bro.
Yeah, I'm too.
Dude, when you have to put all those little toys and little fucking screws together when you're a kid, you get real good fingers.
God, this guy. I watched the Peacemaker finale.
It's great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's fantastic.
I saw that.
oh yeah, I forgot. I'm watching that.
Apparently, Peacemaker's bisexual. I don't know if you caught that or not. But he said something about
I did not.
Men, women, or something like that. But in an interview, James Gunn said it was actually John Cena's idea.
Really?
Yeah, and I thought it's really cool. After Guardians 3, James Gunn he's working on TV for DC.
Yes.
Are you okay with that, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay. But probably not for everything, I wouldn't imagine. Would you want to see a James Gunn? I mean,
well, so it's funny you say that. So let me say, I think that show is probably pretty close to perfect, with the exception of it dips a little bit, like around episode 4 or 5, but it's almost necessary to tell the story and make you care about some of the other characters. But it's not my favorite type of superhero story. You know what I mean? Like, it's goofy and it's bizarre, but there's also a lot of heart in it. There's a lot of soul in it. Like, it's not just stepping on a rake and the rake hitting you in the nose. You know what I mean? At the end of it, spoilers, 99, 98. Are you watching?
I'm watching. I don't care about spoilers. Tell me.
Okay, it's a pretty big spoiler. The Justice League show up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably the worst kept secret in the world. Like, Mason was like, have you watched it yet? Have you watched it? Because he didn't watch the show, but he knew about it.
So, when Aquaman was like, when he's like, he calls him a fish fucker. Peacekeeper calls Aquaman a fish fucker, and he's like, I hate that fucking rumor. And Barry's like, not really a rumor. And which is kind of true, you know what I mean? Because Mira's kind of a fish,
right?
And he's like, shut up, Barry. But
I thought he said, did he not say fuck you, Barry?
So,
yeah.
so that's what I don't need.
You don't need the sprinkle.
Like, no, I'm okay with sprinkle. I don't need the Peacemaker tone to be the Aquaman tone.
I understand what you mean.
You know, I think what James Gunn is doing is working for Peacemaker, but I don't want all DC products to feel this way.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could do like Idris Elba's character. Was it Bloodsport?
Maybe. I
think there's other.
I don't want it all to be goofy.
Okay.
You know, I'm. It's just like the radio. All right, I want some goofy songs. Then I want some heartfelt songs, and then I want some drill songs. And then, by the way,
goofy and drill is like real similar to me sometimes.
Did you guys see that I sent you that? Did I send you that where the mayor met with all these drills?
Yes, you did.
I was like, how the fuck did this happen?
The mayor has decided to no longer push the issue.
Yeah,
that's probably.
Yeah, he looked. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's what happens when you sit in a room full of gangsters. You're like, you know what? Maybe it's a bad idea.
My man looked shook. I was like, is he even gonna talk? Or are they just telling him what he's doing?
Yeah. It was. He's decided to no longer push the issue.
Oh man, I watched a bunch of wrestling over the weekend. WWE they were doing their Blood Money tour. They have a They had a show in Saudi Arabia.
Blood money in Saudi Arabia.
And
times.
they have a match called an Elimination Chamber. Is there any way to explain this to them where it'll make any sense? So
You can try.
So imagine a wrestling ring, but around the ring, let's say out another 10 feet around all sides as a platform.
They're DTOFs.
Yeah, and then there's is there 4 pods or is it
4?
There's 4 on each corner, about 10 feet off the ring. There's a pod, probably the size of maybe 4 DTOFs with a wrestler in it, and 2 people start at a certain time. Other people that it does the do light thing, and who's going to come out next?
So like American Gladiator.
Yes, kind of.
They should do this with MMA.
Oh God,
I would love it.
dude!
Well-
What if they have the audience have buttons to pick your fighter like Mortal Kombat, and everyone votes who comes out?
God,
But they need themes.
that is a great idea for a wrestling, just
Right for
yeah.
fans to vote.
Yeah.
To
You
fans
can
vote.
even rig it. Who's gonna fucking check?
Well,
right?
yeah, you could definitely
But
rig it to
you
let the fans
make you think.
Yeah, text who you want to come out first. Well, okay, yeah, so and so won.
There was
1-800 sucker.
Maybe MTV did something where they had like something on the seats where people can vote.
Yeah, I've seen some different shit like that. But anyways, they took this giant structure to Saudi Arabia. I'm hoping they just leave it there, and that's just kind of the Saudi Arabia, because just the fact that transport this thing is crazy. So they had the men's match, and they had the women's match, which women have to be fully dressed over there. So
Oh yeah.
but yeah, so in the past they've had on like long wrestling gear and like a loose t-shirt. Well, this time they just had on like basically like jumpsuits, right? And there's one girl named Rhea Ripley. Bobby, you probably like Rhea Ripley. She's a little bit goth, a little bit rock and roll. She had on a patent leather cat suit.
So far, so good.
And I'm thinking, you can't see your ankles and you can't see your wrists, but you can see everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was blowing kisses. Also watched. We've been doing this. We have a wrestling group, a realm adjacent wrestling group called Rockin' Wrestling, and we sometimes will watch things together. Probably shouldn't really broadcast that we do this, but like we watched the Impact pay-per-view on Saturday night. Jose streamed it, and you know,
That's a normal thing.
it's fun. It's probably similar to kind of what you guys do with the Discord movies,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's, you know, we're just watching wrestling and bullshitting.
As long as you're not charging money, they're not gonna fucking really care.
You know, got to pay for the pizza somehow. Hey, that's what we used to do back in the day. We're like, hey, I'm going to order Royal Rumble. You guys want to come over?
Right, exactly.
Give me $5 and or give me. I'd make a bundle. I'm like, give me $10. That's going to cover the pizza, the sodas, and the wrestling.
Man,
I mean, there was people making millions of dollars off of that, though.
you remember
It's just
Sergio?
now being
Sergio M. He went to
Yeah.
So he one time invited me to a pay-per-view boxing match. I can't remember who it was. I wanted to go so bad, and you had to pay $10 to go. I was like in elementary school, and my dad was like, "I just took that motherfucker to King's Dominion like a week ago. You ain't going nowhere. Fuck him." Like, God, man, that was like one of the issues of growing up with my father, is that like he was a principled man, and most of those principles I co-sign. But he 100% held everybody else to his principles.
Yeah.
You know, so the fact that he treated your son to a theme park, and now you're going to charge my son $10 to watch two guys knock each other's heads off for 10 minutes.
Oh, I didn't catch what you were saying. I thought you were talking about he had taken you. I got you. Yeah, that's kind of.
He wasn't having that.
I mean,
No.
and I get it. I get it.
No, I get that.
it. No,
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Diorama's just been busting ass on these orders. We got just demolished like the first 2 days. Kind of, it's been. We still have orders coming in, but not at that volume. Kind of, thank God. So we're closing the website down on March 6th, Sunday the 6th, to just be able to catch up and be done, because we're, like I had talked about, we're going to that show in Toylanta. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a good time. And you know, honestly, just don't want to have a bunch of shit hanging over us. That we're going to open this store back up while we're there. The last thing, guys, I have, it's fucking fantastic. Somebody tried to scam me.
Really?
bro.
I'm pulling it up right now.
On what?
This is on the Crashbox Customs Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Instagram scammer.
Yeah,
It's the scam.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and listen,
Yeah, no,
I
someone got my
played
buddy,
him,
and he's
like
been messaging me every day, and I've been fucking with him every day. And I just told him yesterday, "You're stupid. I fuck with you every day. Do you not read these fucking messages?
So it wasn't over some diorama shit.
Oh, no. Hang on.
okay.
I've got to read this. And it's pretty long, but it's worth it.
Same thing I told your girl.
Yeah.
It's pretty long, but it's worth it.
All right. So I get a message from Adonis, who also goes by
that's Drake's son.
Sonoda Beats. And if we view his
What's going on? He's old, man.
And if you
Instagram and shit.
If you view his profile, he has 2 pictures of him holding this child, right?
That's not his kid.
Hang on. That plays into it a bit. So there's 2 pictures of him holding a child. So it's just simply send me your Cash App tag for $5,000 giveaway. Oh. And I said, how's this work? What's your Cash App tag? And I said, I don't know what that means. It's a free giveaway. What do you have? I said, you mean like a bank card? Yes. How does it work though? Okay, all you need to do. And it goes into this complicated thing where he wants me to open the edit function on my Instagram and screenshot it and send it to him. But there's nothing there. I mean, I'm trying to figure out so we go back and forth. So I asked him, I said, because he sends me this screenshot of the edit profile circled. And there's the pictures of the kids. So I said, let's see. I said, is that your baby? Yes. I said, where did you get it? and so he keeps trying to go on this. And I said, who's giving the money away? Is it a celebrity? He said, sure. Just do as I said and you're going to receive it no delay.
No delay.
And I said, I just run this page for a company. It isn't really mine. Is that okay? Nah, you have nothing to worry about. Nothing's going to happen. And I said, so this is a random giveaway. How you find me? It is just for verification. After 5 minutes, you can change it. I said, is there another way? I don't want to get fired from this page. He says, no, you're going to add that verification for 5 minutes and change it back. You have nothing to worry about. I can't. Lifetime opportunity. And I said, but I'm worried. I don't want to lose my job. I want a baby like you someday. How did you get it? Is there an email you can send me for this? Can you send it to me? Can I get a baby for $5,000? That's what I sent. He says, yes, sure. You can adopt a baby from me, but I don't think $5,000 will be enough. I said, okay, well, I guess $5,000 will be a good start to save. Please send me the email. Are you sending the email? And he sends me the email. He said, but you can start paying some little payment for the baby. You can start depositing any minimum amount of your choice. Have you done that? This dude calls me.
No.
What? And I
You gave him your number?
No, through Instagram.
You can call through Instagram?
You can call people with a messenger.
Well, I know you can call people through Messenger, but
it's the same thing.
That's the only thing
I don't even know if I've noticed
he calls
the button.
me, and it's obviously someone of foreign descent, and they are
their name is Steve,
pressuring me and just going on and on and on and on and on. And I said, do I need to send the email still? And do you have a pic of the baby? He sends me a link to bitcoin.com. I said, tap the link I sent. You can download, install. So he's trying to get me to pay with Bitcoin. I said, how do I do Bitcoin? Just tap on the link, download and install so we can proceed. And I know how these things work. So I said, it's just like crumb trail.
Yeah.
I said, okay, we have to go to the store to get these gift cards for my husband's friend we owe money to. I will be with you later. Is that okay? He says, hit me up when you're back. And then I just over-explained this because I knew he would bite on it. Okay, we have to get 200 Apple cards from my husband's friend. He takes 100 and invests in Bitcoins. 2, and the other 100 he takes off my husband's gambling. Please send baby picture. He says, all right, are you ready now? He calls me 2 times, and I'll tell you, he is palpable. He was like, oh my God, because he knows this is the scam. You get people to go buy gift cards, and then you get the numbers. And the call was, well, the cards are in my husband's truck outside. Do you have the cards in front of you? No, they're in my husband's truck. All I need you to do is scratch the card and send me the number. I don't have the cards. It goes on and on and on and on. On and on about this. I said, I want to see the baby. So he sends me
a picture of the baby.
like an Ann Getty's baby. And he called me right back. Said, "Did you get the picture?" I was like, "Yeah, my husband doesn't like that one. Do you have?" Bobby, you may need to edit this out. I said, "Do you have a black one that speaks British?" And he says, "Yes, I can get this for you." And then he sends me this other stock photo of just
a white baby.
Of a white baby. Yes. He says, "Yes, that is what you want. Do you love them?" He calls me. He called me and I said, "Hey, we're eating dinner. Let me eat dinner. I'll call you back." He calls me again. I was like, "Look, dude, you got to chill." I said, "You got to chill." I was doing this voice. I was like, "You got to chill here with this. I'm eating. I'll call you back." And that was really it. Like the next day, I could probably call him right now and he'd answer. But I answered. I said, "Who is this? Are you the one trying to scam my employee?" Because I was kind of done with this. I don't really understand. What do you mean? And that's the last of it. But
oh god,
that was good. That was good. I mean, that guy
crazy.
Was just like everything I laid out. He just fell right into my hand. I didn't know you. I'm hoping nobody's selling babies for $9,000.
But I mean, it must work. People get scammed all the time. It's crazy.
They do.
Like, because like to us, I guess of sound of mind people, scam sounds ridiculous, but people somehow believe them and give them money.
So, a friend of mine, when he was working at Target, a lady came in and she was like in tears, like, and him being a nice guy, asked what's going on, and she explained the situation. It was someone that called her, just a random.
My minivan won't start.
And
I'm in Target.
And this one has gone around a bit because I've gotten texts and Sarah's gotten texts saying, there's a warrant out for your arrest type bullshit. So this lady, she gets this and she's freaking out. She's crying. She's like, I have to go to the ATM and pull whatever amount, but I don't have that much money. My friend was like, don't do that. Yeah, that's a scam. It is weird because she wasn't like an old lady.
Right.
She might have been.
I mean, the IRS one fucks with me sometimes. Like I have to tell myself, the IRS wouldn't call me. You know what I mean?
Like mail, maybe.
Yeah, like they're not going to send me a text message from the IRS. They're gonna send an official document to my house, usually with federal fucking agents.
Kind of off of your story there. Last week, I got 4 phone calls from Iran.
Oh, did we pick up on any of them?
No, it was at like after midnight, and rarely do I ever go to sleep before like 1 a.m. But this was a night I was just not feeling well. Phone woke me up. It's like, what the fuck, So I swiped and like, get the fuck out of here. Then it happened again. So I swiped it again. Then it happened again from a different number in the same area. And they left a voicemail. It sounded like fucking pocket doll, butt doll or whatever the fuck. But you could hear like noise in the background and like rustling.
Like, how I turned petroleum off.
But they, it happened quite a few times between midnight and 1. I was like, all right, like these fucks are starting in WhatsApp. Like I had to shut that shit off right away.
So that reminds me of something real quick. So I had something similar happening to me. I was getting these phone calls in the middle of the night from, I don't remember, somewhere overseas, and I could never understand what they're saying. Long story short, it was an alarm company for like 2 jobs ago. My name was on some fucking call list that got turned in, and that alarm had been so they were calling me. I'm like, what the fuck? I finally got it squared away, but it was like for months. It wasn't every night or anything, but just once every couple weeks I get what the fuck is this? Finally figured it out.
Broken in so much.
Yeah, really. Well,
I still get a call from HOA from 2 houses ago saying your payment's due. I'm like, these motherfuckers bought the house and not paying the fucking HOA.
Yeah.
Joseph. Joe?
The scam thing is actually relevant because, I always watch background videos on YouTube. Somehow I got into the rabbit hole of scam. This guy who talks about current scammers, people being exposed, and
so it's funny. I've been watching some of that stuff too.
I wonder if the same guy. I don't remember his name. Was a younger guy with short hair who lives in Vegas, and he's like a legit real estate guy.
Okay,
so he exposes fake sports gambling gurus and MLM, multi-level marketing, pyramid schemes. I cannot believe that it is still rampant. Apparently, pyramid schemes.
Yeah, there's the one about
that's like that Lululemon shit.
I was gonna say the one.
Like I don't
think that's is it Lulu?
No, LuLaRoe.
LuLaRoe because
Yeah,
sounds actually like a high end.
Yeah, my bad. LuLaRoe.
Yeah.
And
LuLaRoe.
and
whatever the fuck. The stretch pants.
Yeah.
Fucking get out of here.
and like Instagram is a big
Hey, BJJ Wiki selling stretch pants.
So does DMH.
Go to my website.
Go to Teespring.
Do you have the links in the bottom of the description, bro?
I don't think it's on the Nerd Rage one. Go to Skullface one. It is.
You're not diversifying, bro. But yeah, like I don't know. Like, ignorance isn't an age restricted thing, man. People are ignorant in any fucking age and any demographics. Because like a lot of these people getting scammed are like not. A lot of poor people get scammed. Unfortunately, poor uneducated people get scammed. But the rich motherfuckers get scammed too. It's like if the whole fucking thing of you getting money involves you getting other people to give money, that's automatic red flag. Unless you just never heard of pyramid schemes in your life.
Yeah.
They change the names once in a while. Multi-level marketing, blessing looms apparently is big in the city.
Yeah, but I mean like the bank cards shit and all that, like that's the new drug dealing. Like
well, it's they want like Apple gift cards is the big thing they always want is Apple cards. I watched one scammer, one dude was dealing with a scammer, and he like actually went to the grocery store so you could like hear the noises in the back and was on the phone with the guy, and he was saying the manager won't sell these to me because he says it's a scam. And the guy, let me talk to the manager, and the guy pretended to be the manager, and it went on for a long.
Wow,
that's crazy. But
what else you got?
Been down that rabbit hole. But watch Peg. Not Peg, not PEG.
PIG.
I watched it in the mirror.
So I sold Laura on watching it. So I will have watched it for next week.
Nice.
I enjoyed it.
Have you seen Pig? The Nicolas Cage?
No, I haven't.
It's not a horror movie.
It's not.
It's not an action movie. But like, but the way it is, with the way it is, like the trailer and like the movie poster or whatever it is, it makes you think it's like either a Saw-like movie or like a John Wick type movie.
Yeah.
But it's just a fucking drama about a dude trying to get his pig bag.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of fucking heartbreaking.
It's good.
It's
like,
it's
I always say people shit on Nicolas Cage, but when he wants to act or when he's in the right role, he can fucking act.
I agree.
Yeah.
But like I really enjoyed this movie, and I'm not usually into dramas, but I was like kind of tricked into watching this movie. Or I tricked myself into watching this movie because I thought it was going to be another weird current Nicolas Cage movie.
Willie's
Wonderland. I mean, it's still that.
Yes, but not
but not in the way you thought
But
it
it's
was.
not like Willy's Wonderland over the top.
Not like Willy's Wonderland, exactly.
Comedy horror-ish stuff.
Yeah, and not real like weird and shitty like Prisoners of Ghostland. That was fucking awful.
Thank you, because I had that mark to watch next weekend.
I've seen it on Hulu, but I'll skip it.
Okay, because like I'm a Nick Cage fan and all his weirdness, but that was just bad, waste of time. Finally watched Riddick 5, 6, 10 years later. The last Riddick movie.
I didn't even know there was that many.
I mean, no, that's 3. There's only 3. I'm just saying it just came out a long time ago.
You're talking about the amount of years, not the number of.
Okay.
I think there's only 3. It's Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and then
then Riddick.
Riddick.
Yeah. Okay.
And then,
I enjoyed it.
And then Riddick Bowe.
We don't need it, but like I liked it.
I don't know that I've seen Riddick.
Yeah,
I saw Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick.
I saw those two also. In fact, I thought Riddick was some sort of director's cut of Chronicles of Riddick when it came out, and I was just like, I don't know. See a longer version.
That's a really dumb name.
That's an actual sequel.
He should have just done the second.
And Chronicles was a prequel?
No, it's a
sequel also to Pitch Black.
Yeah, Pitch Black was original.
Okay.
Like chronologically speaking,
threequel.
Yeah. And there's also a game that was really good, and an anime that was animation that was good. Watch Antlers.
Okay,
I've seen. That's
heard.
A thing.
I've heard of that.
How'd that work?
Like I've seen the picture like on the screen as something. It has a bunch of antlers on it.
Yeah. Felicity what's her real name?
That's fine.
I don't think young people don't know
Carrie
who
Russell. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the one from Star Wars that didn't ever take her helmet off.
Great actress. I mean, it's another one of those movies where like the story's good enough. Like a lot of the story's good enough. The actors are all fucking great, shot well, but like it's the actual monster or the villain is not compelling. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the movie was enough to watch for the drama of it, and the effects were really good. But fell short.
Hate to hear it.
I don't regret it. It's just not as good as I wanted.
The cover didn't sell me on it. I judge a book by its cover. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm
Is that
not,
why you haven't read?
that's why I haven't recorded
Chronicles on
They're
Ice?
awful covers.
Yeah. But I hear you.
But yeah, like when I'm scrolling, usually if I'm scrolling, it just means I'm looking for something to watch to fall asleep to. But still, when I saw all them fucking antlers, I was like, too much.
But it makes you think of real life too hard, like because it takes place in a rural town, like that used to be a coal town, and like now no one has jobs, and like, and I'm like, bro, this is real.
Yeah,
like the things that are going on, that they're depicting the hopelessness, and like
So it's West Virginia.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oregon.
And
Same
a lot,
thing.
But
Tomato.
thing.
a lot of Pennsylvania as well.
But like, and some of those people are like, oh, I seen those people in my pharmacy. Like, I know those vibes.
Yep.
Like, there was one point in the movie where she was going to a diner, and next door is a huge line, and Crystal was like, "What's that line?" I was like, "That's a pain clinic." Like everyone, it was in crutches or like in a wheelchair. A whole fucking block of people in a line. Like, that's a fucking pain clinic.
Yeah.
So so whoever made the movie is like, if nothing else, I think it's good social commentary, even if not about the antler monster.
Yeah, I don't know who did that, but it sounds like they probably went through some despair in their lives to be able to pass that vibe off, you know?
Yeah. And like at every turn, like well, why don't somebody help? Well, why don't we get help? It's like, and everyone's like, there is no help. Where are you going?
Right.
Who are you going to? I'm like, fuck, that's deep. Watch Kingsman, which I think is the prequel to Kingsman,
and it's the
franchise.
third one in the franchise.
Yes.
Word of War is,
but it is a prequel, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like the first one, so I never watched the second one, and then wrote off the third one.
I think I watched the first one and thought it was okay. The second one was like, I watched it in the periphery. Of like literally on a plane. Someone, I think Christopher walked. I saw it in my peripheral vision. I got real good peripheral vision.
Widescreen.
And but I watched this one. It's good enough.
Right.
Fun romp. One of the action sequences was really good. They were fighting this Russian guy who does like dance moves to fight. It was really well choreographed. It's not what you think.
It sounds like what I think.
It's really good. It's Rasputin. It's a pedophile priest who like injects people with morphine. It's amazing.
That was the season there. I mean, that's exactly what was going on down there.
Yeah, right. And lastly, I watched Coherence, which is an older movie, which I really recommend. It's really fucking good. I wouldn't call it. It's not horror. It's like psychological thriller in the sci-fi genre. So,
what is it on?
I have all the services. It's hard.
Well, you talk. I'll find
Coherence.
It's Coherence. Like I recommend, and you have to watch it. Like it's not something you watch in the background.
Right.
So it's this family. Not family.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean it's rated 85 plus on both Google user and on Rotten Tomatoes.
What's the critic score?
It is. Hang on.
But you continue.
What is that?
It's pretty high.
88, 81.
That's what I'm saying. It's good. It's fucking good. It's a.
What's it? Does it say what's it on?
I'm trying to find that.
It's a friends dinner, like 8 people, all friends. Like they're couples. They all get together to have a dinner party.
Like where this is going?
Right? I would think so. And then they all have interpersonal drama, of course. Like it feels real. Like at first, me and Chris was like, I'm not sure if this is kind of our vibe of a movie because there was like little arguments and little like jabs at people. I'm like,
it's on Prime.
Okay.
And it's like, this is kind of awkward. I'm not into this kind of drama. But then it picks up like a comet passes overhead and weird shit starts happening. I don't want to spoil it because like it builds on it. And there's one line. If you're gonna watch it, I really want everyone to watch this. I really like it. There's one line in it that I had to pause the movie because I lost my shit laughing. It was so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch it. It looks
Fucked up. When I pull that up, it does come up, and then Ghost in the Shell comes up right underneath it. It must have known you were talking about it.
My people.
I want to watch it less now.
But yeah, so this is my recommend of the week. If you watch anything I said this week, watch Coherence. Yep.
Is that what you got?
Yep, that's all I got.
I have a busy one. I'll let you know right now. So, I saw this documentary on Showtime, I believe, called Risk, and it's about the dude
Dante slapping people.
No, but I would make that film.
But I would watch it.
It's about the the WikiLeaks dude.
Jordan Assange.
Yeah.
Julian Assange.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's about him and that whole story.
Is he still in the embassy or some shit like that?
I can't.
Was he living out of the embassy for a while?
He was in Ecuador, like he was like in an embassy in Ecuador. That's where he had. But this doc is a little old, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
But it tells, like, it goes through the whole story. He's a bit of a narcissist. Like you know, so like there's it shows that side of it also, like that I want to be a star to an extent. That's kind of interesting. But it was a good doc. But then it talked about this military person that ended up outing a whole bunch of information about drone strikes or something. They got sentenced to, I think, 7 years prison time for it. And then Obama.
It's treason then.
And then are you threatening me, Master Jedi? And then Obama pardoned them or let them out. There's some word for it. Reduced the sentence and let it out, and they became, I don't know the right way to say this. I'm just going to say they became a trans person in prison. So
I remember that guy. That lady.
Yeah. So when they came out, it was a lady.
They get all the benefits in prison.
But anyway, there's a whole movie about that person, Chelsea XY.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen the title, I think.
So that was on Showtime as well.
Probably not then. I don't have Showtime.
And it was pretty interesting. All right. So a couple other things. I watched a documentary on Alexander McQueen.
Who's that?
So he's a designer. He's like a British designer. It was fucking great. Like, I highly recommend everybody watch it. It's on Hulu. It's just like this dude, man. Like he's just a dark, fucked up dude. You know, like
You love those guys.
I do.
You fucking love those guys.
And like for the just quick backstory on the dude, like he got into kind of fashion. He never really had any proper training. He created this shit. He ended up getting a job with Givenchy and shit and worked for them for years. Got out of there and then started his own line. And then also I think did work for Gucci at some point. I could be wrong about that, but had HIV. And at a certain point, like he commits suicide. Like, spoilers. But they show some of his like fashion shows, like the catwalk shit, and like just, the fucking shit was amazing. Like performance art, amazing. You know, like there was this woman has this like white dress. The dress has like a belt across the top that looks almost like a pants belt. And then like the dress kind of almost comes out like at a super jagged angle away from the chest and then down. So it's kind of shaped like a wedge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's like just spinning. And there's like these robot arms that have like been out of the floor the whole time, like filming stuff. Like, but it's supposed to be like in your face. It's supposed to be like a commentary on surveillance and all this other shit. But then the robot arms, you didn't know, they're like armed with like spray cans, and they like just paint her like while she's spinning, like just shit like that. But I was like, damn, like this dude has some shit to say. You know? But anyway, I thought it was great. I super enjoyed it. Probably one of my highlights of the week. I saw Nightmare Alley. That's on HBO. Brad Cooper. It's about a carnival.
Yeah, seen it on there.
Look, this looks like the type of movie that a lot of people will enjoy. I thought it was mid.
What is it about? Like, what genre is this?
I guess a drama. Ultimately, it's about a guy. He joins a carnival. He starts getting into like the side of the carnival that does like fortune telling and shit. Learns a little bit about how to manipulate people, manipulate crowds, and then kind of goes out on his own. And then, you know, there's some twists and turns, as it were, Joe. But anyway, I thought it was a little bit predictable. I kind of saw where it was headed a mile away. I won't spoil it for anybody, but it's I was not impressed. I wanted to talk a little bit about this stem player, this Donda 2 stem player. Have you seen this at all?
I don't know.
So this is cutting edge shit, which is something else, because you brought up the Discord thing recently, and because I haven't. It's weird.
Gather your thoughts, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm trying. That I can get pigeonholed sometime as being like the old guy, but but I feel like I'm on the cutting edge of a lot of shit before a lot of people.
Well, no, Discord come up before, and you didn't seem like you knew what I was talking about.
So let me be honest. I've used it only once.
So you just because you have it,
Well, so but anyway, like I mean in general. But the stem player is Kanye's MP3 player basically, and his new album supposedly is only going to be available on it. My guess is that will not be the case, but initially.
What about my Zune, Bobby?
Correct. So the cool thing,
I put it on my Zune.
So the thing is out. It's $200, and I watched some YouTube reviews of it, and it's pretty fucking fascinating. I don't think I would enjoy it because of how small it is, so to speak.
People love the iPod mini bullshit,
but it's because of what it can do. It's pretty sophisticated. So, like, if you create music for it, it's one thing. But if you don't create music for it, it kind of does the best it can. But it basically can isolate the stems of any song. So, like, you can listen to a song in real time, and if you want to drop the drums out, drop the drums out. If you
in
want
real time, that's amazing.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
you know, if you want to if you want to make it just the vocals, you can make it just the vocals. If you want to, you know what I mean, just make it just the synthesizers, you can make it great for just the synthesizers.
Or not pirating, sampling and
illegally and DJing.
Yeah.
You know,
But I mean, there's lots of software.
no, there's not.
There's software that can
So his wait a minute.
in real time,
Wait a minute.
no.
His software does that too. What you're talking about, but it's not exact. It tries its best. So like the stem player does that also. If you bring in whatever song you were listening to on the way here, if you incorporate that, it'll try to isolate it, which is what all the software does, tries to isolate it. But it's not perfect because it's working off of a blank. It's working off of one format, right? But if you create music and you put it on his format, then all of it will be 100% isolated and separated. So it's all real. It's not the closest thing to it. It's 100%.
So hang on. So,
but you have to upload it that way.
Yes. Well, the label would have to make it like available in that format.
but why?
Because I mean,
is it the same reason we have shoes that light up just because we can? I mean, I don't.
So,
I mean,
I don't think so.
To me, it's the same as like
it's like a DJ. It's like if you were like
sure.
So like for me, like,
but if I'm going to DJ, I'm not going to do it with a fucking Alexa because that's what it looks like.
But you can though.
Yeah. So like, if I had it. So my issue is I had this DJ app, right? And it does a little bit of the same thing, but not to the same extent. My issue is it's Bluetooth right through my phone. So like there's a delay with Bluetooth. So it's like hard to kind of get it right on the count, right? Yeah. But like, if you had a song that was like 125 BPMs and you were getting ready to bring in another song that's 125 BPMs and you could just isolate the vocals just to bring in the next, you could like have, like you could really fucking like curate a fucking vibe.
Yeah, right. So just so I'm clear, the device has software with it. You're not just pressing buttons like you're playing fucking Simon, because that's what the device itself just looks like.
So you are pressing buttons, but it's like so it has like it breaks things down into four main things.
Yeah, I just
vocals, bass, drums, melody. So you can operate all of that, and then there's a middle button that cycles through different menus. So the next one is like speed, whatever. So you can play it backward, you can play it forward. Like you can. It's basically like a DJ app that also has stems isolated. That's what makes it special.
Reminds me of like layers in digital art, where you can isolate the line art and then the colors, and then you can do whatever you want separately with them.
Laura was like, "You should buy this thing. We're watching it."
Yeah, why didn't you buy one?
Because as of right now, he's the only one making music for it.
Yeah.
So like,
it may be worth $1 million next year.
Only if everyone adopts. Otherwise, it's
if it becomes something where other labels start catching on and using his format as like another way to consume music.
Can I make an example real quick? These shoes are ugly as fuck. Just speaking outside, these are ugly as fuck, but I bought them because they're Kanye's and I like the way they look. But Kanye made me like the way they look.
Oh, really?
Kanye is a trendsetter, right? So
yes.
If anybody's going to bring something like that out, listen, if 50 Cent brought it out, they'd be like, get back upside down, bro. Come on.
Yeah, well, so I agree, but the thing is that 50 wouldn't even think that way.
I know, but all I'm saying is, like, I may buy one just to fuck around with because you made it sound cool. Yeah. Bobby just sold me.
And I'll send you this link of a guy that goes through some of the motions of it, but it's pretty interesting.
What is drama, though? How is it? Like I don't know about the thing, but like people, I'm again put like what from my feed, I see pushback on his behavior. Well, not that his behavior was ever okay.
Yeah, he's a lunatic. He's a maniac. Yeah, in the kind of the literal sense of the word. But that
doesn't negate what he's making though.
That might be why he makes what he makes.
Exactly.
But like so
keep being crazy.
With Kim saying like he's emotionally abusing as ex or whatever. If it's anybody else doing this kind of behavior, it wouldn't be okay. I have no idea what those behaviors are.
I don't think that his people are finding his behavior to be okay, but also it's not like she's doing some shit too. Like she backed hers down now, but at first she was doing her shit too. Like when they first kind of split and we're going her way, and this is not that I want to take a deep dive on this, but like she started parading around her new beau, like in all the paparazzi shit and all the, you know what I mean, to make a scene of it. And then he's like, man, we're not even fucking divorced. Like, so then, but that's not how they'll never talk about the emotional torment that a man can go through. Right. You know what I mean? It's not sexy that way. Right. But like, then he snaps back and he starts threatening this dude in songs and everything else. And he's got fucking people coming up now, like to them, like in the street, like, Kanye's better. What are you doing? Like, go back to Kanye, because it's become a thing now. But anyway,
I didn't know about this, but I'm interested in. Yeah, I pulled up the website. It's spinning. Look.
Yeah,
it looks
like a birth control.
It honestly looks like something from a sci-fi movie. That's going to take over.
I mean, everything's starting to look like that because we're there.
I'm still watching Euphoria and Righteous Gemstones, and they're both still operating at 100%. Super good.
Next week the finale for Righteous Gemstones?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I was like, I watched it this week and I couldn't remember. I was like, what's going on?
I watched another show on HBO called Landscapers. Not what you think it is, but
fuck.
These two. It's a dramatized show about this British couple that went to see her in-laws. And her in-laws ended up dead, and they were tried and buried in the backyard, in the garden, buried in the garden, and they we're still top 100 in UK, so don't take that away, UK. But like then they moved to France. It came out that the bodies were buried in the garden,
France,
and
where Dante's from.
They were kind of brought back. They got charged and went to jail for like 25 years, like a sentence for 25 years each, or some shit like that. I got to tell you, when we sat down to watch this, I was like, I get the impression, without having seen it, by the end of this, they're going to make me think that these people are innocent and should not be in jail for 25 years. But I watched it, I was like, oh, these motherfuckers did this shit. Yeah, no doubt. Even though they kind of try to paint it like they didn't do it, I'm like, these motherfuckers definitely did this shit. But it wasn't all that good. I don't recommend it. Just they did it. So second to last thing, I watched House of Gucci. Amazing. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I got to tell you,
is that on HBO?
No, we bought the DVD.
The DVD or the Blu-ray?
Blu-ray, because it came with the DVD because it wasn't available anywhere.
Wow!
Unless you wanted to spend $5 to watch it, and I was like, well, I might as well spend $15 and own it.
That's right.
Anyway,
got a digital code?
Yeah, but we're not coming above that.
I mean, I got $5.
Actually, I think we already used it, to be honest, because we were watching it from her phone last night, casting.
Bought the DVD.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I mean, I
bought
had
the DVD
$10.
just to watch it digital. It's awesome.
So anyway, because it doesn't. We just wanted to watch it, but if you're going to charge me $5 for it,
you want the disc
I might as well 10
that you're never going to
and have it, but not have it both ways, so to speak.
There you
go. Anyway, so
can I borrow your DVD player? And that
hell
movie?
No.
And that movie?
Hell no. You can borrow the movie and not the DVD player. We use that shit. We fucking use that
I've got
shit.
like 3 of them motherfuckers stacked
that's
up
not my
somewhere.
PS2.
I think all we use is
PS3.
Does a PS5 play Blu-rays? I don't know.
With the one with the disc?
I think all we use is a Blu-ray player and Apple TV.
I can't believe people have Blu-ray. I didn't know. I know now that people have Blu-ray players, but I never knew that before talking to you about it. I thought people just had devices.
But I'll be honest, we don't use it much. We don't use it much, but when we use the Apple TV pretty much, I'd say 98% of the time, and then Blu-ray player the other 2%.
We use a Roku box. There are sticks everywhere. I think we have 7 of them. Oh, and it's that's all we use. We don't.
So anyway, case in point though that I want to talk about. For one, fucking Kylo Ren is he might be the best actor of this current generation.
He's really good.
He's fucking amazing. Having just seen this last Duel, and then
that's still my fucking list. Of
me too.
And then
just didn't get to it yet.
House of Gucci. I'm like, this fucking guy is out of control. Also, not for nothing, Joe. I'm sorry, and I know you're gonna hate to hear it, and I hate to tell it to you. Watched this fucking movie. Didn't realize that Jared Leto was in it until my wife told me 10 minutes before the credits.
Oh, you didn't recognize him?
Had no fucking idea. I've always thought, like, to me, like, I take him or leave him. Like, he didn't bother me. I didn't think he was golden either. And 30 Seconds to Mars is fine. Having seen this, he's gone up a notch for me. Only because he was unrecognizable. Like, on some Gary Oldman shit. And, you know, I got to say this, too. Lady Gaga, fucking amazing. Like...
Good poker face?
Well, let me tell you something. She's easy on the eyes.
Can't deny.
But like, and I like her as a brunette.
Well, you are partial to brunettes.
That's also true. But her whole style and everything, like, she's a little scuzzy, but she's also my kind of girl, and she's very aggressive, and she's scuzzy? I like an aggressive lady. But anyway, tremendous acting, tremendously shot. Ridley Scott directed it, so.
Got those alien vibes.
Some interesting, like an interesting story, like you know how this shit went down. That basically but what this story's about is the guy who created Gucci. He used to be like an elevator. I think he was an elevator man, like a bellboy or whatever, and he was carrying people's bags all the time. And he was like, I should make a bag, but the bag should be, you know, the best bag it could be, and also a symbol. And then he started Gucci. Gucci took the fuck off. He had 2 sons. They inherited the company 50-50. They each had 1 son. And it's about the kind of power dynamics and difference in direction of the company as well as skill sets amongst them. Spoilers, Jared Leto's a fucking idiot. I mean, like a complete fucking moron.
All that chit-chat's gonna get you hurt.
But anyway, it was tremendous. Like another great one for the books. All right, and then the last little note that I have. So people at school, at my daughter's school, know that she likes anime, right? And there's this dude Charlie, like him already, right?
Right on.
But he's kind of an asshole. But I kind of like him.
Of course. I knew that. As soon as she said he was kind of an asshole, I'm like, oh, you like him.
All these like stories, like Jaina kind of hates him, but I also think she kind of finds him charming.
Sure.
But like
Freddy.
Yeah, not like Freddy. But like she's always talking about how much of an asshole he is, blah 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 blah. But then she's always talking about it, you know,
living rent free.
So she's like, well, he said something fucking stupid at school the other day, and Charlie does not like anime, right? But everybody knows that Jaina likes anime. So I said, well, what happened? And she said, well, I was talking to Charlie, and Charlie said, what's on your watch? Because she has like a little Apple Watch, Jaina does, and Jaina said, some anime character. And Charlie said, where's she from? And Jaina said, Promise of Neverland. And Charlie said, oh, I love Promise of Neverland. And Jaina said, who's your favorite character? And he said, oh, I like the wizard.
That's pretty good. Because I'm sure there is one. Hey, the wizard.
I put underneath, Charlie sounds fucking awesome. Oh God, I like the wizard. Anyway,
the side note about anime, my whole crew went to
Katsucon
this weekend. They had a blast.
Nice.
I'm surprised Jen didn't go with him.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't get invited, but
damn.
See, I was not in charge of any of that.
Had she been invited, she could have.
If someone's listening,
anything
realize that
it literally, I mean, I think they were sleeping head to toe in there. And it was packed.
Look, like
it was packed.
She would have been welcome to go, but I wasn't going.
Well, that's the thing. I was not. I had no interest in going.
Not to this one, but anyway.
Apparently, there's a lot of ass there, though.
Yeah.
I believe that. I believe that, and a bunch of wizards
and warlocks.
Anyway,
just as many, if not less, than Comic Cons.
Asses too.
Yeah.
Anyway, quick note. We only have one.
How many were they put in though?
How many? Oh.
One out of how many?
That was me deleting posts this morning.
Oh, no shows.
It was like Expendables Part 4.
Phil, we value you as a member of the team.
We
Please
do.
keep
We
that
do.
in
We
mind.
do. Anyway, so it's not that much, but so have you heard anything about this Obi-Wan show?
I mean, I know it's coming.
Yeah, I mean,
It's coming May 25th.
Yeah, it's coming pretty quick.
So
Why not May 4th, though?
that's a good point. So
They really missed the
Moon
opportunity.
Knight is like ending. Like it's like gonna be too close to Moon Knight or cross with it or something.
I think I missed opportunity.
Because I think Moon Knight ends that week that Doctor Strange
it start?
opens. Moon Knight.
Oh, okay.
It starts at the end of the month. End of March.
No idea.
Come on,
what
Poe
time
Dameron,
is it.
go.
so there's
Wait.
going to be Inquisitors in it.
Okay.
He does get off planet.
Yes, I'd heard that it becomes quite the romp.
Yes, and it's quite the controversial piece amongst the fandom.
Oh,
because Star Wars
people have seen this already.
Of course.
no, but Star Wars fans want him as a vigilant over.
There's no show to be there's no show to be made
know.
for a guy to just sit there in a fucking cave.
So like,
There's a really good book.
there's a good book. There's a good
It's not
book.
canon, unfortunately, but
Anyway, neither here nor there. I don't really care anymore. Whatever.
haven't
I'll
cared
watch
in a
it. I'll watch it. John Williams is doing the score,
yes, I did see that. That's
or at
awesome.
least the theme.
the theme.
So yeah, I was
That's good.
yeah, I was happy to hear that. Because the music hasn't really hit
Maybe
the same
it'll
for
say
me.
Obi-Wan.
You know what's funny?
Obi-Wan. At the end of the
Boba.
the very last episode. Yeah.
The end. I will say that like if I were to pinpoint another mistake that Star Wars has made in the last couple years, if you go and watch all of the Rogue One trailers, I think only two. There's like three. There's one teaser, two trailers, right? There's only one that uses Star Wars music, and the other one uses other score. They should get that person because that sounds really good. And also if you look at the Solo trailer, the one that has like the Western vibe that starts it, that's another one that sounds really good. They should get these people, not these fucking doofs that are doing it now. But anyway, get me started. But
hey, John Williams is back doing Star Wars.
John Williams is back to Star Wars. Inquisitors are supposed to be in it, and we get off world. That's it.
I'm excited to see the lightsaber helicopter in somewhat real
I hope
life.
they don't do that. I hope they don't do that. Okay,
You know
Makes
they're
no
going
fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense. That's not how physics work.
I agree.
Wizards.
I know, but they
They're
don't need
just
to.
wizards.
They don't need to fucking spin the thing. They're wizards. They could just
They have
fucking
huge
fly.
sleeves on their cloaks.
Right? They don't need to spin the goddamn sword for that.
Paul C says, "What would you say to someone who told you they think of you when they masturbate?"
Oh, that's fine. I've been told on stream.
Weird.
That's fine.
I would say
Male or female?
I think
didn't matter to me.
that's inconsequential.
I don't know.
I guess I would like to see.
It's consequential.
Well, I would say, is there a particular moment, or is it just the overall package and presentation that's got you?
See, from my one would be,
I would be curious why.
mask or no mask would be my. That'd be my first question.
The OnlyFans is going to be mask on and feet.
And then if it was a female, I'd probably be like, "Well, do you like girls?" and go from there. If it was a dude, I'd be like, "Man, that's cool." And then
Yeah, flattered, bro.
Then I would-
Either way, I'm flattered.
then I'd probably just because
That's cool. You want to buy a blanket?
I wouldn't know what to say. I'll wrap myself in it.
That's right. I promise every blanket has a stain on it.
Oh, all right. Anybody else got anything on that question?
I think we're good.
All right. So Blaster wrote in with some more audio clips.
Oh, boy.
So here we go. And I'm going to switch them up for March. So
Nice.
Here we go.
Atlantic Rim.
There you go.
Scoop, skip, potatoes.
I don't know what that
I don't
is.
know that reference.
And that's just dust. There we go.
Bing bang.
Ching chong.
We don't do that here.
We don't do that here anymore, Joe.
Here we go.
Rangers think basketball.
Right, what was that one?
Rangers think basketball.
I don't know that
I don't know that one.
Come to Coney Island, take a spin on the cyclone.
That clip's so good.
This is my truth.
That one's great.
I should be wearing a truth shirt.
Get over here!
Yeah, classic. There we go.
I got it at Gadzooks in the mall.
He had too many shots. You want a shot?
I don't know what that is.
That's from that same
same Bing
Ayo,
Bong.
yeah, Bing Bong thing.
Oh, there you go. Bing bong.
Ding dong. That's a ding dong.
Bing bong.
And then a bing bong. And then Sal.
I'm Sal. I can do this job. I won't fail like all my previous jobs. I'm not a bartender anymore. I'm Sal.
I don't know what the fuck. Blaster's on some wild
Blaster,
shit.
we need to build a booth. We need to build the booth.
He needs the buddy booth.
Build the buddy booth.
All right, so from Joe S. Hey, NR crew, sorry, bad joke incoming. I guess with Bobby's Valentine's Day gift to Laura being given, she will be doing a review on her own sit-down Saturday.
Oh, that is great.
I will say that we cover that in great detail on Wine and Cheese
So
on
it
Friday.
was, without spoiling anything, it was well received.
It was received.
It was received. All right. Patreon.
Details to come. Anyway, this is for Joe. Update on the Ancestry follow-up. Turns out my long-lost
funny. We're talking about that.
relative was Ramic Potter. He made all of the clay pots, plates, etc., and glassware for Lord Randolph in England. Apparently, there was an attempt on the Lord's life, and Ramic stopped the assassin and killed him with a broken shard of his pottery.
Yo.
He was given land and a title afterward for saving the Lord's life. He actually ended up being knighted for his service to king and country. From that day forward, he was known as...
Oh, I smell it coming.
Sir Ramic.
God damn it.
That was a good one. Great setup, Joe.
Sorry,
Great
Joe.
setup.
I know you really love these. Anyway, keep up the good work. P.S. Bobby, you're a mopper. I think I'll refer to myself as a sweeper. He said to take a guess what that means. So I'm taking a guess and sending it his way. All right.
Street sweeper.
Oh, so this is fascinating. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready to be
All right.
fascinated, Bobby.
All right, this is from Michael T. He says, "What up, Nerd Rage crew? I thought you might have some fun with this. I saw this on Andrew Schultz's show. Pornhub released their most searched terms in 2021. Below are maps for each state, and then a map across the world. I'm curious what insights you might have. Maryland. So real quick, what would you guess Maryland's most searched Pornhub?"
British Broadcasting Company, also known as BBC.
Okay. What about you?
Stepmoms. Which, just so you know, I hate that shit. When I'm scrolling through and anything I see stepmom, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And I know
If
it's
the
not
word
just
family is in it, I'm just not interested.
Family,
that is the whole thing, though.
This shit's fucking frustrating. But then I look at the videos like, but it's kind of worth it. But that might be his real fucking sister.
Bro. Just like the Kanye thing where you isolate the fucking
stems.
Yeah, you
Porn
isolate
stems.
the verbals out.
You need a porn stem
Hey,
player.
I have a question. Listen, I flex a lot, but I don't have Pornhub Premium. I watch the ads like the rest of you slobs.
Fucking
It's
right.
only 5 seconds at the beginning,
There's
bro.
been an ad. It said, "Want to masturbate but don't have a partner." That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Stupid ad.
I'm like, that's why we're masturbating.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
What you don't know is a big dude comes over, is like, "Come on, we're ready to. I'm gonna be your partner." You ever know what a Dutch rudder is?
So what was your guess?
Big asses? I don't know. I don't know.
mine-
Regional.
My guess was threesome. That was my guess. It's trans.
Interesting.
Oh, really?
Bobby, you might be a prophet. That's what it says. Spreading the word of Bailey J. Gospel. All right, so...
Is that her new name?
All right, so I got to figure out what state is Alabama on here.
Can you not? Hang on.
Hello?
Can you really not tell me what state Alabama
So
is on the map?
I think it's the one that borders Florida.
It does touch Florida. at the
Okay. So
bottom.
I can't.
But
That
there's-
one in Mississippi, I get confused. Those two, they're similar shapes. They're back to back.
I guess you could. Yeah, none of them are shaped like a gun. It's yeah. I got
Yeah.
it.
So, guess what Alabama's
Stepmoms.
Just straight
or
sister.
maybe it's
No
BBC. It could be BBC.
Dante, what do you think for Alabama?
Oh, take away the step. It's just straight
Yeah,
moms.
like, I'm thinking more sister or cousin.
Okay, so
I have a feeling we're horribly wrong though.
Ebony.
Okay.
Ebony is the search.
That sounds about right.
All right, so let's guess for Michigan.
Oh, wait. I did see
Michigan.
Michigan's recently.
I don't know. Good.
Damn it. I saw that shit recently. I can't remember it.
So it's simple. It's just blowjob.
Oh, that's not what I saw.
So Maine is fisting.
Oh, wow.
I have a friend that lives in Maine.
Connecticut is swinger.
I can see that.
Delaware's is thick. It's funny. It's a little state, isn't it?
I knew two people live in Delaware.
I used to live in Delaware.
That's where we would retire at.
So North Carolina is penis pump.
Wow. What? That's a really specific thing to fucking
that's
look
a
up.
category?
In Pornhub.
Florida is BBC.
Okay.
Tennessee is interracial.
Oh yeah, they're curious.
They don't want to talk about it.
Mississippi is furry.
What?
Yes.
See, that
I'm going.
I got to be honest with
That's
you. I'm not
weird,
sure if I
though.
believe all this
because
because there's no doubles.
Yeah, that's
So maybe it's
So
with
they
them
might-
eliminating the doubles.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope.
there's probably the most unique non-doubled thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a straight numbers count because some states are going to have more population.
Montana is anal cream pie.
Oh, I love that. I mean, I've loved yeah.
Mormon is for Utah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Twerking is Nevada. What's JOI?
Jack off instructions.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. It's where a chick is talking to the
Yeah, no,
camera
I
and
get
you.
it. I get it. But I just I wasn't familiar with the acronym. I wasn't
You
familiar
don't
with
watch enough porn.
That's true.
Oh no,
No.
you're very specific in which porn you watch.
Yeah, I
you
watch
gotta
a lot of porn.
diversify.
I
Yeah,
just
I
never
watch a
heard
lot
that.
of varying ranges. All those things.
And I pretty much only watch it on Reddit. Because it's like it's no funny shit with it. It's all like
No frills. Straight to the point.
Correct.
Like it.
I like a story sometimes.
Which is a very modern thing to do. I'll have you know.
I like to look at the background. You know, if someone's fucking the TV's on, I want to hear what they was watching. Like the
Sometimes
NFL
I do,
draft.
man. Sometimes I do watch. Trying to see what the
draft.
I
Oh,
was
this
gonna-
was filmed on the third Sunday.
I'll
in
be like,
July.
I recognize this set. This was from another series.
Wisconsin is lesbian yoga. I was gonna look and see
Specific.
if anybody had like cuckold or anything, but I didn't see one on here.
That's
Texas
interesting.
looking at you.
Thanks for keeping our for keeping our data secure, Pornhub.
Then they have one for the world also.
Yeah.
So Ebony takes it for America,
Wow.
Africa. Lesbian takes Australia, almost all of the Middle East,
Just want to see women, bro.
Canada, Central America, and half of South America.
Wow.
Pretty much the other half of South America is into hentai. Hentai is also the Russian choice.
Hell yeah.
That just doesn't
Represent.
Japanese porn is the majority for all of the Asian countries.
Jaff. Japanese adult videos.
Anal makes up a lot of like Eastern European and Middle Eastern.
I should get my 23andMe and see if I have some of that in me.
Maybe. Maybe you get some of
And-
that in you.
Love it.
MILF makes up a lot of like Middle European countries.
Weird.
Yeah, interesting.
It's the queen.
And like I said, I'm not sure how much stock I put into this, but either way, it's pretty.
It's entertaining. That was
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, how many people are using VPNs, you know?
That's right.
Not enough, probably.
A lot that
Probably
listen
not
off the mats. All those undisclosed.
So-
where's that from?
Moose Cruise writes in and says, "Yo guys, hope y'all are doing well."
Hold up. Who?
Moose Cruise, he's a good dude, man.
Oh, so it's like Blues Clues.
Yeah, Moose Cruise.
Gotcha.
So, ever heard the story of Dave from Dave Killer Bread? Apparently, this dude was in jail for 15 years, but when he got out, his brother welcomed him back to the family business, and Dave innovated how they did bread, and now they have a nationwide company and a second chance employer. Crazy cool. He sent a link about them.
So, have you guys ever had Dave's bread?
No.
It's
Maybe
you buy
I
it.
don't know. Where do you get it from?
It's either refrigerated. I think it's frozen. I'd probably have it at whatever grocery store you go to. It's a really dense bread, and honestly, it may be like a prison recipe.
Oh, yeah.
but it's
What's special about it?
I can't.
It just
I
tastes
can't
good?
think. No, it's got some health benefits as far as it's better for you than just regular bread. If
Yeah.
you're on some path or something. I use that. And
some path.
There's
I like that.
There's
I like
another.
that.
Well, there's another bread similar. And forgive me, it's a Bible thing.
Ezekiel bread.
Yes, Ezekiel bread. Are you familiar with that?
Challah bread.
Well, I don't know. Ezekiel
There's a
bread.
lot of breads out there, but they're all bread at the end.
Okay, well, it's all bread.
I like
according
bread,
to Joe.
just
I like bread too.
I love bread.
Yeah, bread's great. Pizza.
It's not. It's awful, but I love it.
He said, "Take it easy, guys." Also, Bobby, you going to advertise your Discord server? It's popping. So apparently, I've heard this. I got to.
He doesn't even go on it. It's just under his name. It's like one of his fucking influencers that slaps a name on a label.
Well, no. Let me explain.
What do you have to do as a member of the Skullface cast to get in the Discord?
So let me.
We're not even. This is his. This is not Nerd Rage. This is just a skull face.
Let me explain. So it's a Patreon thing, and when we have
I give you $1 every month.
When we have,
I do. Actually, I give you $1.69,
and then we have this. We have a Zoom meeting once a month, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of times the conversation continues after I get off the Zoom meeting.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing the Zoom meeting on Discord now?
No,
you can do that.
No. So like, but the thing is that
group chat.
They want to continue talking, but like, there's not really a platform for them to kind of just continue a conversation.
Just keep the Zoom.
So they got in. Well, I mean, forever and ever.
And in perpetuity.
No, Discord, you can hop in
yeah.
a voice channel whenever and just chat with whoever.
So they were like, so they suggested to set one up, and I was like, well, I don't know how to do it. If somebody else wants to do it, so like Moose Cruise and this dude Jim got together, set it all up.
It's great. I love this.
So I didn't know it was even had launched. I knew it was getting there the last I checked. So I actually felt guilty about it, and I went in to see if there was anything I could do to launch it, and the motherfucker's off and running. Like, there's fucking multiple topics, people having conversations. All of them I need to are saying that you need to check them out because
you need them. Okay,
so like
moderators in there.
So yeah, I mean they're pretty chill anyway. But like, I'll say that like and it's all linked directly through the Patreon top tier. So like, but I knew something was happening because somebody joined the Patreon and then DM me immediately. It was like, my Discord's not working right. What do I do?
And he's like, you don't know.
I'm like, well, in my head, I was like, well, I better check and see when we're going to launch this motherfucker. And I got on, I was like, so people must have heard already. So yeah, I mean, and they're having good conversations in there. And it's great for me because like the only thing that's a little weird for me is that like, I can't police it, right? Like, so like if people I mean, I can't. I don't have the time.
Oh, you just need to set a couple of admins mobs.
So you can set bots up.
So like I had to kind of just trust the will of the force with it. You know what I mean?
I mean, whoever set it up for you should know about.
So I haven't had any issues whatsoever, and like these folks are all seem to be on the up and up anyway. But like, it's very cool that like, because like that was my thing is I wanted them to be able to
community.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you guys are the only people I talk to on Messenger anymore. I use Discord almost exclusively now.
Yeah. So then we have another one from Brendan C. And he said, hello, Ragers of the Spell Table, featuring Bobby Dirty Hands. Got a question for the show this week. What is the most entertaining or funny experience you have had with someone at a convention or meetup? Mine was something that happened here at TFCon a few months back. A dude in front of me in line at a booth was trying to get a Fanbo price on the Fans Toys and Secticons. The dude said he paid $50 for 2 of them and only wanted to pay $25 for the one he didn't have. I personally do not collect Masterpiece figures. Legends Gang Gang. But even I know that set of 3 was pretty penny and couldn't stop laughing uncontrollably behind this. I
watched a guy almost die eating a chip at a convention.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not for him.
Did the chip challenge or whatever, and like, he was laying on the ground like.
My buddy ate 2 of those.
It's fucking
wasn't phased.
Yeah, but it's no reason to do them unless
he's fucking dumb.
I mean, I watched like one dude like try to feed another dude with pizza.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Cody,
there was a guy one year.
Little baby bird, isn't it?
There's a guy who was wearing a hat. It said moist.
Yeah, I had. I mean, I don't know.
I think it's weird that you like know people from the internet and they don't come up and speak to you and they don't ever say anything, but they post in the group that I was here.
I saw you.
Well, no,
I'm trying to think if I've had any. I'm sorry, I didn't know which one you wanted.
No.
Smash it.
Just them all.
Yeah. It stressed me out.
No, just slap hands.
But I don't know if I've had anything like all that. Like,
what about that dude that like came up to you and like wanted to see your tattoos?
Oh yeah,
that was
a
pretty
good one.
Weird.
Yeah, because he thought I was there trying to sell Bobby Skullface,
bootleg Skullface.
bootleg Skullface merch, and then he was like, "Are you the real Bobby Skullface?" He's trying to make a buck off of him. and I was like, "I'm Bobby, man." He's like, "Let me see your arms." I had a hoodie on, so I like pulled my sleeves up, and then he's like, "All right, cool." So my tattoos, like, I was like, "All right, man, thanks for looking out." Anyway, and, I've had a couple like, I've had, I mean, like, I confronted someone at a convention once that I had an online. There were some rumblings about an online situation, and I got wind that was that person. I went up to address that person. He had about 5% of the answer.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was.
And like I'm trying to think though. Oh, who else? I'll tell you right. I'll put this out there. Dame Shock. I addressed him too. I was like, "We got a fucking issue," and then he was like, "Nope." And I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why does it seem like we got a fucking issue?" I was very aggressive. But he was like, "Nope, no issue." And I was like, "All right, that's what it is then." And then that was that. That was my interaction with him.
Making friends wherever you go, Bob.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I've had like a number of like people like it go both ways, like so to speak, that people come up and know that Bobby Skullface is there, but not know that I did the drawing stuff. And then I've had other people come up for the drawing stuff, and about halfway through, be like, "Your voice sounds familiar. Do you work at Big Ass Biscuits?" No, that was
Sweat on my balls.
Yeah. But and then be like, and realize that I'm Bobby Skullface. But like little shit like that. I've had a couple of like the. I don't know how to say it, like, socially inept people kind of like hang at my table like a Chinese lantern.
Just waiting on a place to say something to you.
Or saying random things, like they have like a jump to conclusions mat, and they're just reading the things off of them.
Laughing awkwardly.
Yeah. So yeah,
it sucks because you're captive audience at that point.
It is cool though. I mean, to your experience meeting people, like when we did that Legions Con back in November, is like we have all these people that I talk to online and that are our customers. It was just cool to like, "Hey, I'm so and so. Oh, great, thank you." And my wife even knows, like, "Oh yeah, you from the orders and stuff." So
especially like in the beginning of the Transformer shit, like meeting the Realm guys when I knew who y'all were, but I never met you.
Yeah, like that time you held the door and J. Rose was like, "Who is that?"
Yeah,
Shout
shit
out
like
to
that.
J. Rose.
Sending good vibes your way, and a pizza recommendation from a local Baltimorean, so to speak, would be Pizza John's. So I do want to try Pizza John's. You ever heard of Pizza John's? So Pizza John's is like a legend.
Not Papa John's.
No, it's just
John's.
It's a legend. Like they still wear like the white suit, white apron, white like classic traditional pizzeria. It's their family recipe. Like it's a thing. Like I would love to go. It's in Essex, which is like a fucking hike.
Yeah, that's far.
But yeah, I'm very, very familiar with Pizza John's.
I'm down for pizza field trips.
Yeah, I'm down for Pizza John's.
We'll take a Waffle
It
House
seems
trip
like
before.
everybody's forgotten about the pandemic and it's just business as usual.
My only counter is no mask no more this week.
And then he said, or Matthew's Pizza right by Patterson Park. That I'm not familiar with. I'll hook you guys up with some pizza soon. Sounds good.
Patterson Park.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for answering. And until next time, take care. Yeah. Blaster wrote in again. With some more sounds too, but he said, before anything else, yes, Bobby, your sound engineer is hereby fully accepting the ironic branding that you yourself reminded me of live on the show weeks prior. What's shaking other than this fortress? I always knew I'd be a Transformer when I grew up since I was a kid. If only I could somehow remote and live and just press soundboard buttons on my end, so then we could say my position would at least be somewhat official. Thanks for the Discord and the possibility of the Zoom connecting to a computer via an input. It could be sooner than later. I'll be honest with you. This is very smart words that sound very technological that I'm not up on. It says, P.S. This week's Gargantuan Dump is partly featuring James Brown from the one time he was on CNN and was so high that he needed to wear tinted safety goggles to try to fly under them. I do remember that. You remember? Okay, so your unofficial, soon to be official sound engineer who got a shout out live on Patreon to boot. So here we go.
Blackout and shout! Ow!
Blackout and shout. I remember that.
The police!
Oh, that's Mr. Toad. The police. Dude, gangster.
Wiener.
Yes.
Wiener.
Bobby's not coming to this shit. Like, you know, he's at Mario's house and getting stoned and talking shit. I mean, Mario's house. One day I'm going to cover Mario's house. I don't cuddle with a bitch. That was like last week.
Yeah, so it's just last week, bro.
Not my best moment. I don't cuddle with a bitch.
That one's great. Build a booth.
I want a Traeger pellet grill.
A Traeger pellet grill.
So what was he?
Yeah.
Go buy one, Robert.
That's like 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Living in America.
Living in America.
I
I don't love.
I don't love. And then,
How long from night to night you find me?
I don't know.
I don't recognize that.
Yeah.
Jam.
Oh, this is the James Brown shit.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hasta luego.
I'm gonna watch this interview in full. Oh,
I'm a mango man.
There he is.
the Mango Man. Oh, si wallow. Let's see here.
Gila, just open your mouth.
So he's got a lot on here. There's a lot, man. We can't go through all of these, man. But yeah, thank you. You gotta do like 4 or 6, something like that.
Make sure it's an even number. Bobby will have anxiety.
I will. I fucking hit it.
You know, I got a buddy of mine that has to leave through the door he comes in.
Huh?
Like it's a thing for him. Like if for what?
How does he do like a haunted house then?
So I don't know. I doubt he
Probably doesn't go to him.
Yeah, he doesn't fuck with spirits too tough either. So, but like, it's not so bad here, right? But like, if you were at like, say like a strip mall or something, or like a mall, you know, like you gotta walk back and you gotta make sure you go out the door you came in. He's just that way. Okay. Sean, Westerns and comic movie toys. Hi again, gentlemen. I enjoyed the brief talk you had last week on Western movies, which we had a lot of people write in about. If you haven't seen The Ballad of Buster Scruggs on
great.
Netflix, I highly recommend it. It's about the Coen brothers. It's by the Coen brothers, who did the excellent True Grit remake. It's an anthology of 6 different stories set in different Western subgenres. And if you can pocket. And if you can put up with the older movies, I know it's not everyone's bag, and let me tell you right now, I cannot do the older movies. I also recommend The Searchers, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. That's a classic I've seen. And my father's favorite, the original Magnificent Seven. I guarantee you won't find a trio of Westerns that are more quotable. My favorite will always be HBO's Deadwood series. My wife loves that shit. But instead of just boring you with opinions, I actually have a question this week for MC. Oh, let me say, a lot of people wrote in saying Unforgiven. We didn't mention Unforgiven.
Yeah.
I want to say, I didn't forget to mention Unforgiven.
I didn't.
I just want to say that. It came to mind. I've seen Unforgiven. I think Unforgiven is good. It's not in my top 5 Western movies, but just me personally. But maybe it is. Obviously, Tombstone is the best.
Yeah.
That's the best. And then for me, 310 to Yuma is in there. The True Grit remake is in there. So yeah, it's probably in my top 5. Because those are the only 3 I could think of.
No Back to the Future 3?
Yeah. But instead of just boring you, okay. For MCU and DCEU toys, I mainly stuck to Hasbro and Mattel offerings, but I recently considered upgrading to higher end stuff, at least for the characters I really like. So I wondered if you had an overall impression on Figuarts versus Mafex release of live action movie toys. Is one generally considered better than the other? Yes. The answer to that is yes. Figuarts is generally better than Mafex. Would you agree?
Honestly, yeah, I don't like Mafex because I've had so many of them fucking.
And I'm not saying that Mafex is trash, but it's not on Figuarts level, in my opinion. Like, it's not built the same.
I mean, is that what we're talking about? Build quality? Is that what the question was? Or which one's
is one generally considered better than the other?
I think Figuarts is from a community viewpoint has a step back.
Well, even if that is true, it's 10 steps ahead of Mafex.
So I don't know, man. I think I rank them side by side at this point. No, listen, I don't buy either one of them, but just from a build quality, I'd go with Figuarts.
So I buy both.
Yeah, and you review them too, so you have a more educated opinion here.
Yeah, Mafex. I like Mafex, but it is hit or miss because you can get a Mafex that's built like dog shit.
You can get a Spider-Man with no hands.
Yeah. But even if you get your best built Mafex, which for mine is...
I don't. Do you have any of the like the Cyclops or any of? Have you gotten any of that stuff from them?
I didn't get the. It
was like the X-Men.
I got the Psylocke, the Wolverine. the Wolverine and the Cyclops, one I thought was really good, and the other one was kind of average. But if you take whichever one I thought was really good, and you compare it to the worst Figuarts I've ever had, the worst Figuarts is still better than the best Mafex.
Do you think that digital face painting by Hasbro has made them more of a player in that? I mean, obviously it's not a high-end import figure, but
I think it's made them less obsolete.
That's fair. That's a good way to put it.
You know, but like even there, like the Hasbro figure. Don't get me wrong. For the price point of a Hasbro figure, I think their faces look great.
Sure, but
they look like if someone needs to get, like, they just ran a mile, all of them, and like somebody needs to give them a towel and dry them off. Like they all look wet. Yeah. This is weird. But yeah, I mean, like, and I'm not shitting on Mafex. There's some really good Mafex figures that I've looked at over the past year, but I just don't think. I think the average Mafex is better than the average Hasbro by far, and I think the average Figuarts is better than the average Mafex, and so on. And then he said, I know Mafex is a real crapshoot. Some are great and some just fall apart. Do they look okay mixed and mashed together? I would say yes, if they're doing the same line,
right.
And do either of them look okay mixed with mainline stuff scale wise?
They skew a little small, but dynamic posing can save you from all of that.
Agreed.
You can bend a knee, so to speak.
So I have some Star Wars shelves that incorporate all three.
Yeah, I've had that in the past. But I've had them all three. Yeah, so like, I mean, even you look at something like Troopers, for example. When I was buying Troopers like crazy, Shore Troopers, I had, Mafex had some options that Figuarts didn't have, and Figuarts had options that Black Series didn't have. So there was actually like 5 or 6 different ones if you got them all, and they all lined up,
fairly well.
And realistically, those are real people, and they're not all going to be the same size anyway. So.
Yeah.
People aren't all the same size, Joe. I don't know if you knew that.
It should be short for Stormtrooper.
I have my Marvel movie shelf is all Figuarts with the exception of Hulk, which is a Figma.
His head's tiny.
Yeah.
Or it looks tiny from here.
It's still bigger than everyone else's. It's just body get bigger.
But yeah, it's like
the size doesn't really matter.
Of the head, it changes the action.
Oh yeah, true.
Paul C. writes in with our last question. He says, we had to put down one of our beloved pets yesterday. I'm pretty shattered, but as usual, I tend to cope by throwing myself into work and into familial obligations for the distraction. Though possibly not the healthiest way to deal with loss, it works for me. At the end of the day, though, once everything starts slowing down and I just need something warm and comforting, I tend to fall back on some reliable content that I know will make me laugh and make me feel good. Do you guys have any comfort media? Could be a movie, TV show, cartoon, book, comic that is your reliable go-to when you just want to feel the warm and fuzzies. Paul C.
So, Paul's been to my house twice. And both times... Well, not really, because both times he's come to my house, it's to bring me shit, and then I catch a ride with him over here for Skullfest, because I'll come as long as I have a ride. It's my thing. And he is loved on my cats, just taking pictures of them. So, bless your heart, Paul. It's tragic.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's tragic, man. I saw your post yesterday, and my heart broke a little bit because I know how much you guys love those. I don't know that I have any. It'd probably be just like Star Wars. If I'm just going to sit there and try to find something comforting, it's probably going to be some Star Wars of some kind.
Yeah,
First thing that comes to mind.
I'll tell you, like, there's a few like Star Wars is one of those for me. Like, and it's usually episode 4. Like, it's like like it's
probably not episode 3.
No, but like usually, I mean, like not even like Empire either. Like probably just 4. Like it just has that feel good. I was a kid. Transformers the movie is honestly one of them
that's
for
a
me.
good one too. That's a good one too.
But I'll be honest with you, most of the time for me it's just alcohol and music. I drink my pain away, Paul, like an adult.
I probably eat mine if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
me a pizza and a pint of Ben and Jerry's.
I force myself to either distract myself with activities, whether it be hobby or work. Usually I just work a lot and then do my hobbies to focus my mind on that until the pain goes somewhere deep down where I don't have to deal with it. Or 2, I just force myself to. I live a pretty routine life in my mind. Like there's not much deviations from it, and I just like focus on the routine. So I don't do anything different. I just like, okay, now I'm supposed to do this at this time. I'm supposed to do this at this time. and that's how I deal with it.
Anything, Dante?
Oh, shit.
'Cause I got one last one. I'm gonna wait till you go.
I tend to watch cartoon wise. I actually watch Gem and Holograms. Like it's
That's totally outrageous.
no, like
The Misfit songs were
because honestly, like when
They were
I
hot.
when I went to Flint, like and just all that shit going
water.
on, like that too. But like going to Flint, just being in that situation, being pulled from your family, and being able to now, oh shit, there's like TV, like consistent TV, and that was on all the time.
Oh, right.
So watching that is kind of a weird,
interesting.
comforting thing. And then fights, like I go put on.
Yeah, wrestling for me would probably be in that.
I put on wrestling. I put on old UFC cards and just kind of just watch through them and just get lost in like kind of what's going on there.
Yeah. The only other thing that I can recommend, Paul, is if you bottle it up and then wait for your kid to do something super mundane and then just let their ass fucking have it. Every last time.
Please don't do that, Paul.
Your kid might not be old enough to. They gotta be old enough for it to scar them.
They can take
You
it.
gotta understand it.
Yeah. And I think that's it. And with that, let's see. Shout out to the rest of the Cool Table. If you listen to this podcast, as far as I'm concerned, you're part of the Cool Table. Also, shout out to the rest of the Nervous team. Thanks for making it out. I'll tell you, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Shout out to Ricky Tiki Temer on the videos, and Phil on our notes and on Twitter, and Raul on Instagram. And with that,
Flappy Labius.
Was it Wax Bowls?
it is.
Oh, okay.
Say,
yeah.
Steve Tank.
Tight dick player.